Hello. What's going on, everyone? Dun, 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 dun. See how many people are here. People were commenting all evening into the morning. And we're live. I'm just going to sit here. Does anyone want to join me? You can reach out to me privately and I will send you an invite to come on up. I'm not replacing anybody, Patrick. I'm doing my own thing. Hello. I'm just going to keep doing this if that entertains people. Podcast's not coming up here. He's smarter than that. He'll be eviscerated. Well, I'm sorry. I'm going to probably let you down. Well, people let me know. Reach out to me privately and I'll send an invite to come on up. I'm only good at reacting to stuff. I didn't do live yesterday because I wasn't feeling well. I'm a little iffy today, but I'm powering through it. Anyone got any interesting to say? There you go. That guy's good. If you want to come up, let me know. That's all I'm saying. I'm not pleading. I'll just sit here and be boring. Okay, here comes somebody who feels sorry for me. Ready, set, go. What's up?
Good morning.
You were pleading with me to go live yesterday.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here, man. I'm glad you're here. I'm sorry I'm late. I was vacuuming.
I was late a minute. You were vacuuming at 7 o'clock in the morning?
That's right.
I don't have the flu, Bill. I don't even think I have a full-fledged cold. I just have something. I don't know what it is. Someone asked something. Hey, so I got something to say. I did not really push my auction because I'm doing with my money what I want to do with my money. But some very, very nice people who got records and other people sent money my way to send on to how I'm gonna use it to help some people out. So I really appreciate that. So I just wanted to say I'm not gonna shout out their names. Let them be private people, but that was kind of nice. Or it wasn't kind of nice. It was exactly nice. So
they're nice people, huh?
Yes, they're nice people out there.
Why do they bother with you?
Well, I don't know. Here's the reason. You can ask this gentleman later. Ask this gentleman why they bother with me.
What? Asking me what? Good morning, gents.
I said they're nice people out there, and he asked why do they bother with me.
Because despite that veneer, Rob in person is a hoot to hang out with. Is a good guy.
Well,
yes.
He's very loyal. He's very loyal.
Yes, I'm like a dog.
He's pretty funny on the Rachel show.
Yeah.
What? What's the Rachel show? No.
Not here. Not
Remember
here.
that?
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, I need coffee.
So,
yeah,
it's a chilly morning here.
It's cold here. Well, it's very cold. It's the last few days in LA have been cold for LA.
32.
Yeah, we're not that cold.
No, I know. But, yeah.
We have wind chill factor.
There's 55% chance on next Monday, to have snow, but it always changes. So,
well, here's the funny thing here in LA. We had a good full 2 days of rain.
Mudslides?
There have been slides. My new practice is to really not watch the news, but I know there were some mudslides. And I do not know how much of a damper put on existing fires, but I have to imagine a lot. But I have the snow level is so low. I have an office that I share with another instructor. He said they got 10 inches of snow in LA County, right on the border of LA County.
Yeah.
10 inches of snow.
I could see snow on the mountains from my house.
Yeah, no, actually, I took a
see
picture.
Russia.
I took a picture while I was
You can see
driving.
Russia from your house?
From
Wow.
my house.
Yeah. Here's a
The
picture.
snow, I think, is from Russia.
Can you see the mountains in the distance there?
Oh, yeah.
So that's the view from the beach, basically.
Yeah.
You can see the mountains with snow on it.
We always have snow-capped mountains looking out at obviously Rainier and then Olympics.
Yeah, but when you say LA to people,
right,
they don't think of that.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, Steve Park has it correct.
Here's the question. Now, when you live in LA during the winter and there's rain, you always hear about the areas that have snow. And you always hear you cannot go there unless you put on chains on your car.
What an exciting talk about the weather in the morning. I'm going to make coffee.
Listen to this. So I asked my friend, when I grew up, it was always about all year radials. I said, if you have all year radials on your car, do you have to put chains on? They go, yeah. They don't mean anything.
Well, up here, people, there's so many Subarus, things like that, or Audis, because people who do go to the snow regularly, you need four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're chains and it's a pain.
You're all muffled, Mazzy.
Pardon me?
You're all muffled sounding.
Oh, that's because I'm facing the cabinet.
All right.
I'm going to mute myself because I'm making coffee.
Yes. It's a disturbing sound. All right. There you go. Yeah. So there we go. What's up? Hey, Klaus. What's going on, man?
Morning, Captain Phoenix.
Yeah. He finds some good stuff. Oh, look. Someone feels very neat. Here's the deal, dude. I'm here minding my own business. You're coming here to disturb things. It seems weird. Can someone in the peanut gallery help me? When someone comes into the chat, obviously trying to set me off or whatever they think they're doing, and you hate me. You really, this person despises me. Why would you? Jim, do we go when we hang out? Do we go do things we hate?
No, but I have bad news for you, Rob. These people do not hate you. They fucking love you. They love you. They got a thing for you, man. That guy's, whoever he is, has such a
I don't even your failure at humor or whatever you're trying to do. I don't even know who Lillian Roxon is. Who's Lillian Roxon?
It's pretty hip, slick, and slip, drip, and drool.
Okay. Goodbye. If someone knows who Lillian Roxon is, let me know.
Lillian Roxon.
Another failed attempt, but you're coming and watching me. That must mean I win.
Bonsoir, farewell.
I get another viewer who's insanely masturbating to me right now. Thank you.
It's that time of the morning.
I know. Hey, Jim, here's what I'm going to do this morning. I'm going to wake up and make a fake troll account and go entertain the people.
And go after somebody, yeah.
That I
entertain myself.
I am very conflicted about.
Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Make fun of them. That's all I can do.
Okay, so yeah, Vinyl Piper. I've been having quite a bit of luck, I think, with that flattener.
Yeah, I'm swiping it from Jim because I actually have a giant stack of records that need to be flat.
I don't think you can. I'm going to sell it to Chris. Chris, you're going to have to rent it from him.
Why doesn't he just go buy one?
Baloney. I don't want mine. I just sold a preamp, I think. Pretty happy about that.
What kind?
A vintage VTL David Manley, goes way back, and it's beautiful. It's such a good preamp. The guy who bought it's going to be happy. No, we're not available in Canada. It's too expensive to ship there. But I've got papers all over Seattle.
You do. I go down to Georgetown, and what's the guy's name of Georgetown?
Martin?
I like that guy.
He's a very nice guy.
Low key. We were talking the other day.
Peter down in whatchamacallit? House of Records, Turntable Treasures.
Hey.
Peter.
Hey, this is someone who used to come around on Rachel's before, but
I remember Michael Valentini. I remember his name.
Yeah, he's a great guy. There is something I think you might be interested in that comes out in the spring, at the beginning of the spring, I think, in CD. So it's jazz. Wait, someone's asking, during the auction, Bill K timed out a dude who's a good dude and never could get it quite right for him to bid on records. And I was upset by that. So, yeah, there you go.
Hey, Stefan. That's right. David Manley was from South Africa. I never met him, but
who's David Manley?
The founder of Manley, of VTL, Vacuum Tube Logic. And then there's a company called Manley. That's him. Was his as well. He passed.
Are they power pop, Schnee? Hey, Mazzy, you haven't gotten the Badfinger record yet, have you?
No, I ordered through Bandcamp, and it's coming from the UK. It's on the way. It's shipped.
I streamed it. The first song on it is very, very good.
Yeah. I don't expect a lot from it, to be honest with you. But it's kind of the Beatle thing in me, and I like Badfinger a lot, and I know about this record, and I just kind of missed the boat on it.
You're a bad guy, Bob. Okay, there you go.
Come on, Bob.
Well, look, Michael Valentini. Can someone else say that Michael Valentini's a good guy?
Would you rather? He's a good guy. Okay. Would you rather have Rob come in here for 45 minutes and spew about left-wing politics? I don't think so.
Right.
Oh, hey, look, William, you don't like people here. Pretty much 100% of the people hate you. Just go do something else. Why don't you stream against me? There are 10 people who.
That is a great idea. Get it.
Yeah, I'm almost certain you can get 10 people who will watch you act like a moron for at least an hour. So go do that. Don't come here and say things we know that aren't true.
Okay, I'm gonna show a record. Okay. A viewer, someone named Michael, and I don't know anything more about him. I don't have any connection. He sent me some mildewed record, but it was really sweet. It's actually great. I'm gonna read this. Hey man, or Norman, I guess, but hey man, just stumbled on your YouTube channel last night. Sorry. Something over the blues records. Happy to say I have most of them. Oh, he watched an old blues video. Enjoyed it very much. Thought you might like this old Josh White gem to add to the pile. Easy does it, Michael. I don't know Michael where he's from, but I am a huge fan of Josh White. This is a 10-inch, right?
From what period of time is that from?
Yeah. It's a guy named Michael. Sent it to me. I have. Every time I see a Josh White record, I buy it. He's a country blues singer. He was an actor. He was a political activist who was brought up for the committee in the 50s, communist, all that stuff. London, long play. So it's a 10-inch record here. But his music is great. His music actually is not that political, most of it. But it's things like One Meatball and stuff that Woody Guthrie sang.
You mean
and
on
wrote
top of
about-
spaghetti?
Pardon me?
You didn't do that song on top of spaghetti.
No, not on top of, one meatball. Ry Cooder did it on his first or second album too. Anyway, Josh White is so great. Yeah, blues, folk music. It's a real mix of country blues, country folk, and it's excellent. Beautiful, smooth voice. So pick up his records. I mean, they're actually, and his son put out records too.
So what period of time is that from?
Well, this is probably from the early 50s or late 40s, early 50s. A lot of his this is 1951, so very early 50s. A lot of his records are late 50s into the 60s. He was part of the protest movement, the folk revival in the early 60s in America. But he was brought up by the committee by McCarthy in the 1950s, and he got blacklisted because he was also in film as well. But a very, very great recording artist. That's on London Records. So there's some standards and his folk versions of standards. Really great stuff.
I picked up some records yesterday. After I got off work, I went into Amoeba, and I've never been to Amoeba when they go, the store will be closing in 15 minutes. I've never been there that late. But first of all, I want to say Felipe, Jazz Bum Felipe, found a record for me that's very hard to find. And he sent me a little extra gift. So this record is extremely hard to find. Let me switch with Mazzy. This is a Kenny Barron record called Lucifer on Muse. It's up there in the pricier range for Muse records.
Wait a second. Isn't that the devil?
Yes, Mazzy. And this is in extremely nice condition. But it's sort of a jazz, a little funky jazz record. It's got a great lineup on it of his brother Bill Barron on sax.
Is Sandy Barron on it?
Would you shut up? I didn't make fun of your stupid record. I got James Spaulding, Charles Sullivan, Billy Hart's on there. So I'm very happy he found this for me.
People in the audience in the morning want some humor. They need to wake up.
Right, and I was humored on you. So I'm very happy to find this. His Kenny Barron's Muse records are hard to find and very on the expensive end. This is probably the most expensive. And I paid for it. And then I guess he got a bunch of pictures from the whoever owns the library of the Blue Note photos.
Well, Blue Note does now. Kuskuna used to.
All right, so this is do you know who this is a picture of?
That's the sax player. What's his name?
It's Joe Henderson.
Okay, there we go. I was right. The sax player.
Yes, congratulations. I picked up some records. I picked this up, and Michael Valentini. I'm going to open it because sometimes I don't know how Amoeba decides. Well, we'll seal this record up, but we won't seal other records.
I don't like that about Amoeba. They're so yeah.
And it's not like this one is only $18, so I don't understand their threshold.
And they're so taped up. They're so hardly.
This is like
it's like double seal.
Knox.
And
it's like wearing two condoms at the same time.
Here's a tip: if you go to Amoeba,
That's
you
terrible.
go to the information desk, and they'll open this up and let you look at it.
Yeah, but what if you have 5 records you want to look at?
I do that.
Pain in the butt.
That's their deal.
And then if you don't want them, they got to kind of seal them up and put them back.
Seal them back up.
I guess, do they get that more than anyone else? That many people like swapping out records and stealing shit?
Well, I don't want to come back and return a record. I'd rather look at it there.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I agree with you.
I say 1 out of every 4 times the record is not to my liking, but most of the times they're.
No, I agree that
whoever they have, they'll go nice copy or they'll go has wear. There's a new term they started. They must have a new guy working there, because they started writing leeching. Have you heard the term leeching referred to records before, Mazzy.
No, there's leakage. Isn't there leakage? Don't you
John?
have anal leakage, Rob?
Jim, have you? Yeah, I have anal leakage when I talk to you. Jim.
Yes,
I'm liven up the show for the.
Of course, that's where they apply the leeches to clean the.
Man, this is harder to get open than a.
See, and sometimes you fuck up the record. I mean,
I'm not fucking up the record.
I know you're not, but you're professional.
So leeching, I believe, is what I would call the little wear specks that you see on a record. Maybe I would describe them as paper burn. I think that's what they're calling leeching. I didn't ask anyone there what is the term leeching mean? But now they're starting to
find out.
Michael, I'd join you. Okay, nice cover.
Right,
I like
so this record is Ronald Shannon Jackson and the Decoding Society, and this record is described. It has a killer lineup of mostly avant-garde free jazz guys on it. Vernon Reed's on here. Do you know who Vernon Reed is, Mazzy?
Yeah, from Living Color.
This is from 1980, so way before Living Color was formed, I think.
Yeah, that was.
So what is the purpose of it? I mean,
whose record is this? Record is
what kind?
Let me fucking talk, guys. So this record is free funk, like free jazz.
Yeah,
wow.
It's free funk. That's the way it's described, and I listened to some of it, and it sounds like free funk. Free funk. So I will listen to this, and other people have told me this is a killer record, so I can't wait to listen to it. But free funk.
No, cool. And Michael says, by the way, anyone notice RTI ditched their terrible greasy sleeves and are now using MoFi sleeves? I didn't know that.
No, they're not using MoFi. They're using rice paper sleeves, and there's printing on it, and it's a nice little graphic that says RTI and stuff.
Okay. I got the 2 Fidelity records. I should grab those.
I also picked this up, Sam Rivers on Black Saint colors, and then
now I think Westman tonight has the guys from RTI on it. I think,
and then I didn't know that. Anything on About Time is worth picking up. I think I have a few other About Time records, but I don't remember off the top of my head, Michael. There's a Art Pepper Tone Poet called Modern Art coming out. That's the album he did on this label Intro. That I don't think a lot of records came out, but that's you can get that Tone Poets on this. It's 2 for. They came out like 77. So that's all. That's what I picked up. Nice sound effect. What was that from?
That's my chair squeaking.
Oh, so is MoFi now shipping everything outside the jacket? Is that their new thing?
Really? That's interesting.
I don't know. Because I'll tell you right now, I have MoFis, pretty much mostly the Mile stuff, because Mazzy said that sounds better than the other one. So they're coming out with a live Japanese one that was only available in Japan, Japanese concert. I might get that record, I think.
Well, the One Steps, I don't buy One Steps, but I thought they were always out of the sleeves, weren't they? Or they're in the box anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered.
I don't know that.
Yeah. These come out Friday.
Yeah, I want that Eddie Hazel. I think I'm gonna.
These come out Friday. I already
included them. They're designed to be sold at mom and pop record stores, or all.
They're going to be in record stores for like $32.
Yeah.
The covers aren't the heavy like the Prestige Craft, but they're just normal covers. But what's nice about I tell you, Fidelity record pressing plant, the new Mobile Fidelity's pressing plant.
They're the one doing those.
They're doing these, and they're excellent. I got some recent MoFis plus these. They're excellent.
Hold up the cover. That's okay. That's Fidelity. That's not RTI.
That's Fidelity. And I know there's purists that say, why don't they use the real sleeve? I think this is actually, I think the design of this is nicer than the hi-fi It's all analog, but they have their own reserve.
Hold on one second. Jim has an OG copy of it.
Yeah,
I have yeah.
Oh, that'd be interesting to hear what it sounds.
I have the Real Gone Music put it out like 2 or 3 years ago. I have that version.
Yeah, but what it says, it's Fidelity Record pressed in California. They're really promoting in California, Make America Press Records again. Eddie Hazel's. These were cut by Chris Bellman at Bernie Grunman, but the rest of the series, apparently Matt Luthans is doing them either at Coherent or in Kansas. This is a great record. I mean, this is a funky psychedelic record. He does a good version of "Want You, She's So Heavy" and California Dream.
Guitar player.
Pardon me?
Fantastic guitar player.
Yeah, funkadelic guitar player, and there's some vocals and a lot of instrumentals, a mix. But I tell you, I used to have this one. I don't know why I got rid of the vinyl. I have the CD still, but this is an excellent record. Alan Toussaint's Southern Nights. A handful of these songs were hits for other people. Well, Southern Nights.
Is Glenn Campbell?
Well, yeah, Glenn Campbell, actually. You're right. Yeah, he did Southern Nights. What Do You Want the Girl to Do? I think Boss Gags did a couple of these songs. But excellent record. Obviously, New Orleans recording. You got part of the Neville brothers on here. Yeah, it's the whole New Orleans thing. It's just really good. There's a bit of a phase shifting psych feel to it, even though it's not a psychedelic record, but it's got that sound. This is from 1975. So this is 50 years. So that's a good, it's good that these are in stores. It's good that they're $32. But I don't know how, I think some stores already have them. I've put them out already. I've heard a few people see them around. So they're if you don't have either of these, they're excellent records. But stream them.
So Eddie Hazel was the guitar player in Funkadelic.
Yeah, Richard Vinyl. Look, there's a little psych thing because in his voice on a couple of tracks, there's this phase shifting thing. It's not psychedelic. I said there's a tinge of phase shifting that's reminiscent of a psychedelic thing. These are not psychedelic records. No, if any, this is more psych funk. But if you listen to exactly what I said, you fucking cunt nose. I need to get in the spirit.
No, hold on. But Eddie Hazel, I think most of Funkadelic's playing on that record anyway.
Yeah. It's not a psychedelic record. You're right. This isn't psychedelic, but there's that kind of phase shifting voice which comes from the psychedelic era and like Cosmic Cowboy with the birds.
Plus, he does the guitar solo. Eddie Hazel does the guitar solo on Maggot Brain.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
And he plays guitar solos all over that record.
He's like
California Dreaming on there is excellent.
He's great. Like Hendrix. He's
yes, Rev Cunt Nose is back. Hey, yeah. I hate to. I didn't mean to pick on you, Richard, but it's not a psychedelic. Yeah.
Can I do some SoCal lore on this?
Hold on,
Pardon
Richard.
Me?
I apologize for Massey's horrible comment.
I apologize myself.
All right.
I apologize.
Hold on, guys. What do you want to say, Jim?
So this Eddie Hazel record, and about half of the Parliament Funkadelic records were engineered. And what do they call it?
Mastered.
Mixing engineer and recording and mixing engineer on about half of these records was Jim Callen. Jim Callen has a record store called JDC's Record Shop. It's in San Pedro now. He used to have a wholesale place, but this guy, Jim Callen, was at the beginning of hip hop in Los Angeles in the late 70s when hip hop artists made a record. They got paid in records, and they would sell their records to Jim Callen, and he would distribute them.
That sounds like every promo guy in the record industry.
Yeah. But he was there with Egyptian Lover, all those guys at the very beginning of West Coast hip hop.
That's why. Do you remember? It seemed like overnight in the late 70s, maybe 77. I don't know what year it was. The promo stickers like you have there on a lot of labels said not for sale, rights owned by Warner Brothers or Columbia.
Right.
We can basically revoke you don't own it. we're loaning this to you. Don't sell it, because promo people, like, we're selling boxes of promo records to used record stores.
Well, they still do.
Yeah, well, of course. I've never, to be honest with you, I don't get like hundreds of records like the old days, but I don't get, I've never sold a promo yet, but I have given it or traded with friends. Like Coffee Dave's got a couple, Coffee Julie, a few people I know. If it's something that I'm not into, I gave Joey a jazz album that I listened to during the review period or record store day, and it just wasn't for me.
I was walking to my car at a record store one time, and I came across a whole stack of promo stickers, just the stickers.
Oh, we used to go to every couple of weeks. We used when I worked for ABC, we used to meet at the Tower, Columbus and Bay parking lot, right? And this wasn't selling, but you get the CBS guy, the Warner guy, you get me for ABC. We'd open our trunks and there'd be boxes of promos.
Yeah.
And we go into each other's trunk and pull whatever we want. That's different. That's, you trade with your other promo people.
That's like the Capitol record swap.
Well, this wasn't this was informal. It wasn't the actual swap.
Hold on. Someone's asking a question I want to answer.
Okay.
Rich? Yes, I have. Thank you.
I had a text back and forth yesterday with Rachel, yesterday or the day before, and it was good. It was good, but nothing major. I'm going to show an Omnivore record, because I'm promoting this, and I'm promoting 5 of the or 6 really, because one I don't have, of the Little Richard reprise years in the 1970s. And some of them are excellent. Some of them are the one that's kind of hit a weird production or decision making in terms of adding faux crowd noise. But this is the first one, 1970. This is his comeback. Little Richard had various few comebacks where he would go do his the devil music is evil. I'm going to sell Bibles and I'm going to preach, and he comes back to rock and roll. He's done that like 2 or 3 times in his lifetime, I believe. But this was the first one, The Real Thing. And this is the one, this one, but what's really, he produced it. It's got this song, Freedom Blues, but the second song, Greenwood, Mississippi, this is recorded at Muscle Shoals, and it's excellent. It's like, think of this, 1970, it's like Little Richard channeling Creedence Clearwater doing Little Richard. It has almost like the riff, very similar to Susie Q, the cover that CCR did on their first album. Remember, in '69, CCR had 3 hit records in 1 year. This is a great, funky, swampy record. But the one track that surprised me when you were talking about Eddie Hazel and Maggot Brain, side 1 opens up with the title track, The Real Thing. It's a 10.5-minute instrumental that is funky, kind of psychedelic. It's got a slow, like a saxophone later on. It's got this great lead guitar riff, not as wah-wah as Maggot Brain, but it's really good. So I suggest, so far out of all of them, this is the one to get. The one I don't have, which I want to get, but I know it, I streamed it, is the 1972, they refused to put out his country record.
Yeah.
And I think 2 or 3 years ago, Omnivore, that's not the one.
No, he's milking a cow on it. They came out. Yeah. It came out for Record Store Day a year or 2 ago.
Right, but you can get it, I think, on their site. I don't have it. I want to get that one, but it's a country funk record, and it's excellent. But I mentioned in the video, there's a video dropping after the show of these records, and I was really surprised. Out of all the labels, Reprise Warner's were the coolest labels with artists. So for them to go to Little Richard and say, no, putting out a country record is silly. It's kind of weird in 1972 with all the country rock and funky and Creedence and all that stuff. So I don't understand why they it is a heroin record or more of a reefer album, Mazzy. Oh, it's more of a reefer album. It's not.
Hold on, another person's joining. And you'll be kicked off if you keep showing records that are weird.
I don't hear you. Let me rest here.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't hear you either. You're coming out with an accent for some reason.
No.
When Little Richard was his career was starting to take off. He was booked to do a bunch of shows in the South, and then he got booked at the same time to go to Hollywood and do something. So they sent James Brown to do the shows in the South.
Because people don't know the difference.
Yeah, they just called him Little Richard. It was in the 50s.
That's wild. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just sent James Brown.
Rob.
The movie's good. The movie's a cheesy,
that is cheese filled.
I think there were 3 roller boogie movies in the 70s. 3.
Yeah, I think so.
Not including the porno ones.
No, well, there's the one that was Marsha Brady was in, and the stories. It was Patrick Swayze's first film. He was the bad guy, and Scott Baio. It's all these people in it, and the story is that Marie McCormick was coked out of her mind through the whole shoot.
What?
Hey,
Yes.
Jim, when you showed that Eddie Hazel promo, is that a hot stamper?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It is really.
You can make it a hot. If you say it's a hot stamper, it's a hot stamper.
The only way it can be a hot stamper is if it has a business card that says hot stamper.
I'll print one up and send it to you.
And again, my suggestion to Jim was, why don't we just go print off a bunch of those cards?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what happened was I had a bunch of hot stampers, and then I lost the cards, and now they're not hot stampers anymore.
All right, I'm going to pull up the name. So the Roller Boogie movie with Murray McCormick and Scott Baio never really came out on video because the soundtrack, the rights to the soundtrack, that happened to a lot of movies when they went to video because it didn't include in the contracts home video. So they had to renegotiate the soundtrack rights for a lot of movie. That's why when you see TV versions or the video versions of a lot of movies, the soundtrack's different.
And this is Linda Blair. I think she was famous. She was
I think that was put out. Is that Mark Lester, who's made a lot of kick-ass movies. Like he made the Class of 1999, right?
Yeah.
He made a lot of good movies. He made Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, that movie is horribly good. It's really bad, but it's good.
I'm gonna find this. I just
the guy who stars in it with her was like a champion roller whatever his thing is.
Yeah, he was professional. Yeah.
Yeah. How long does that last? Being a professional roller skater. I mean, what's the career?
It was that guy.
Trajectory
I used
of
to love roller derby.
Yeah. Well, and Calvello, the Bay
T-Birds.
Bombers out of Oakland. Roller derby was
T-Birds,
on Saturdays.
man.
Saturdays. Yeah, I like roller derby. There's a great song. They're only kind of, it wasn't even a hit, Bay Area, but there's a band on Columbia called Copperhead. They only put one album out. Their claim to fame is John Cipollina from Quicksilver Messenger Service was in it. And their song that got played on, at least on Bay Area FM radio, is called Roller Derby Star. And it's kind of a cool song by Copperhead.
Yvonne, do you know this record? This is a good record that you should find. If you can find that.
I'm not seeing.
All right, tell everyone how many copies you have of that record.
You have many copies?
This is Mac Davis, Midnight Crazy. I guess,
Yeah.
Okay.
How many copies do you have of that stupid ass record?
I don't have 10 yet. I'm trying to find them in the wild, not order them.
Jim thinks it's hysterical. His running joke is when we're in a record store to scream at me, they don't have the Mac Davis record you're looking for. That's what he likes to do.
It's, just break the silence.
Okay, here's the deal. Dude, I don't mind you coming around here, but if you're going to come in here with your political nonsense, I will ban you. And that's the only warning you're going to get.
But Elvis Cup, just because someone says it doesn't make it so.
Hold on. This is my stream. I don't mind you coming around. Come around and participate. But no one brought this up but you. Okay? Here's the deal. I've made the same deal to Mazzy. You brought this up. It was your decision to come in here and think it's funny to be political shit. It's not. You're not getting humor.
Elvis Cup.
You want to come around, be like everyone else here, and talk about what we're talking about.
So Rachel
Don't
won't
come
be
in-
able to
Don't
exist
come in
anymore.
here thinking you're funny, because you're not. Okay, thank
I
you.
think Matt
That's all
Davis
I'll
is
say.
above criticism. I believe
Wax.
that.
That brings up that I'm not going to talk politics, but that
All right.
reminded me of this movie I saw last night that's been controversial, and I loved it. And it's been nominated for Best Picture. Is Perez? What is it called? It's called.
Oh yeah.
Emilia,
It was good,
Emilia
huh?
Perez.
To me, in my
Is that a
knowledge,
true story? No.
listen,
Yes.
I'd like to think I'm close to an expert on movies and film. That's my feeling. You can think differently. In my knowledge, that is the most polarizing film ever nominated for an
Really?
Oscar. Forget about like 13 Oscars.
Jose doesn't like
Well,
it.
let me say this. Emilia Perez. Yeah,
Most
it's
people
one of
feel it's bad.
it's Jose, just chill out. Let's take a beat.
Yeah, you too.
Michelle,
Jose.
my friend, my ex
Yeah.
Michelle, texted me
Oh,
like last week. She said, she says, you know how I
Jose loves that movie.
wait,
Sorry.
Michelle texted me. She goes, you know how I hate music. She doesn't like musicals, although there are some that she's fine with. She's not a fan of me. She goes, I watched this movie and I loved it. It's a bizarre film, and right away in the first 20 minutes, it takes a weird turn, obviously. It's actually a really interesting film. They break into song, not regularly. It's rhythmic dialogue in music. It's about cartels. It's about transgender. It's about I don't even want to tell you the thing, but it's actually once from beginning to end, when I saw it, I mean, I really liked it. Yeah, of course, stereotypes. Give me a break. It is stereotypes. It's one story, Jose. It's one story. One story is not going to represent all people of Mexican heritage, of Black Mexican heritage, of transgender. It's one fucking story.
So obviously the movie struck a nerve with Jose.
Yeah. I don't know if it's made by a Latin guy.
I don't know.
In my mind, it doesn't take a lot to.
So Jose,
wait. Has anybody here seen it?
How did that make you feel?
Did you see it, Rob?
Huh?
Did you see it? Did you see it, Rob?
No, I have not watched it yet. It doesn't. It's not something that really appeals to me.
Jose, did you see it?
Yeah, he said it was a bad movie. Obviously, you watched it.
You know, there was only one Mexican in the whole movie.
That's not true.
Anyway,
it's not true. It's not true.
Hey,
it's literally filmed. Most of it's filmed in Mexico with Mexicans.
I
think Jose dug it.
You know, you don't have to like it. I'm not saying people have to like it, but it's
a listen. I'm not a big fan of Pedro Alomar. I'm not a big fan of over the top kind of stuff like that. That's not
We're talking about Emilia Perez. It's on Netflix.
Okay, let's make an agreement. Hold on, Mazzy, shush. Let's make an agreement, Jose. Let's cut out with the capitalization comments.
Yeah.
Say what you want to say. People will read your comment. You don't have to capitalize it. I'm so against that shit.
Yeah. And what, who cares if it was made in Mexico or not? A lot of American movies are shot in Canada. So give me a fucking break. Who cares?
And a lot of movies are shot in Mexico. So we're all fine.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't like it, that's fine. But don't say, oh, there's no Mexicans in it. It wasn't shot in Mexico.
Jose's pissed off because of the colonization and,
I've just started to see this TV series called From. It's three seasons.
What is it called?
From.
Season episode 2.
It's on Netflix, and I think it's 3 seasons. And that's a very nice. It's a Walking Dead.
We watched Saturday Night Live last night.
Hey, Jose, you're no better than Melody. Just no capitalization. Okay.
You know what's interesting though? There's a lot of good stuff on. There's good video lately. There hasn't been, I think, for a long time. But
listen, Jose. Here's the deal. You don't have to freak out about the movie because it's a polarizing movie. A lot of people do not like that film, apart from your feelings.
Okay.
They just don't think it's a good movie.
I'm going to set the record straight here. He's right. It was originally set to take place on location in Mexico, but was moved to a studio near Paris instead because of the director's wishes. Interior scenes included reconstruction of Mexican backdrops. So it's recorded in France. Okay, it's recorded in France. Give me a break. All right.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Because there's a lot of
Very
French,
good.
Yeah,
a lot of
but
French
let-
financing.
okay,
Oh, wait, a lot of French financing. That's,
yeah, but
that's
here,
not
here's the
uncommon.
deal. Most
Was
movies.
Dune shot on the planet?
You know what?
Can I talk? Hold on.
Fuck,
Let me.
2001: A Space Odyssey. Those
I'm
fuckers
muted.
did it in
I'm
the
going to
studio
mute
too.
everybody if you don't cut your trap so I can
Jesus.
talk. Okay, here's the deal. Most movies have problems with their financing, practically all, and they're all moved around because they lose financing, and they have to make arrangements and do things to move it. That happens to practically all films.
You know the
Okay?
TV show Monk, except for a few establishing shots, it wasn't shot in San Francisco, yet it takes place in San Francisco.
Well, hey,
There
did
was
you
a
know
TV
something?
show.
Mazzy, did you ever watch the show The Odd Couple, the sitcom?
Oh, the original one?
Yes.
Of course, of course.
It took place in New York. You know where they shot it?
In Hollywood.
In Los Angeles.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
There
that
was
is
a
so
TV
ridiculous.
show. There was a TV show where they were making rum down in Cuba or something. Remember that TV show? Yeah, didn't happen down there. And they stored a lot of that stuff in a warehouse next to my office, which got inundated with rats.
Jim, I'm outraged. Did you ever watch The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
She wasn't marvelous.
No, she wasn't Jewish. She was Rose. She was Irish woman playing a Jew. Oh my God! Call the police.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Your examples. Okay,
Can I explain that?
Here's a good example of a good movie. All right, Yvonne, why don't you participate in our conversations?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
randomly
get
throwing shit.
Yeah.
Because I'll kick you off. Okay.
Okay, I like this TV series. Yeah.
All right. So here's the deal. Jackie Chan, Rumble in the Bronx. Good movie. Shot all in Vancouver. In fact, there's a car chase scene where you see mountains in the background. There are no mountains around New York City.
You know, I understand the problems people are going to have with Emilia Perez. It's the main. I don't want to wreck it the storyline, but the main character transition, and it also changes the person, her outlook on things, and her persona, which is really interesting. Where it comes from, the character-wise, I think is interesting. Now, it's a movie. It's written. It's based on like a libretto. I don't know if it was a play or what it was to begin with, but I just found it very different from any movie I've seen in a long time. It's not the best movie of the year for me. It's not. I like the Dylan movie better, and there's issues with that. Okay, but I just found it real. I watched it on Netflix. I blasted the sound because it has a great soundtrack, a great audio on it, and I just enjoyed it. And I didn't know which way it was going to go. So there you go.
Yvonne, calm down. Here's the deal. Jose, remember that movie that Cameron Crowe made about Hawaii, and Emma, what's her face, was cast as a Hawaiian girl, but she was white and redheaded? Look, it's Hollywood. They do that all the time. Was Charlton Heston? Charlton Heston wasn't Jewish.
No, he
So
wasn't.
this little old.
He wasn't even Moses or Ben-Hur. Hey, Leland, I haven't seen The Brutalist yet. I want to see it before the Oscars.
Yeah,
I need to prepare myself for 3.5 hours related to.
Here's the deal. Here's the joke. It's a David Spade joke. I like The Brutus better the first time when it was called the other movie he won the Oscar for. Is that the only kind of movies he could do?
The Pianist or the
Pianist. Yeah, I don't need to see The Brutalist. I saw The Pianist.
I do want to see it. I try to see all the nominated movies, but I haven't yet. But I do want to see Wicked Part 1 or whatever it is, just because I saw the play on Broadway. It's excellent. I don't think it's going to best the stage play, the Broadway play, but it's different. They're always different. I didn't like Dune. I saw both Dune 1 and 2 in a movie theater. Great acting. It looks great. It's like watching paint dry. And I read those books when I was in college or high school, and they're the hardest fucking stories to follow in the book form. So it's complicated. I remember watching Part 2 in the studio in the theater a year after I saw Part 1. I thought, what the fuck did I miss in Part 1? So
Hold
I
on.
thought Dune. I liked Amelia better than Dune, but they're
Hey,
totally
It
different
wasn't
movies.
even my favorite science fiction series.
No,
I
no.
much preferred the Foundation stuff.
Yeah,
Hold
I
on.
like Stranger in a Strange Land. That's never been made into they've influenced in movies. Like the Bowie film was kind of like that character, Valentine Michael Smith.
Hyperion, that was really good.
Yeah.
Series.
Hold on. I'm sending you a link, Klaus.
Yeah, both versions of Dune are terrible. Lynch's was terrible.
No, I liked Lynch's because it was over the top.
Yeah, well, he didn't even he put Alan Smithy on one cut of it.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm going to give you a little hint. No director's ever happy with the final cut of their film. None. Never. They could, if you gave them enough money to go back in and fix stuff, they would. I promise you.
Rob, I want to ask the panel which favorite music film the panel have, so we can go around and I have one of my favorite here.
Now, are you talking like a biopic or a musical or a concert film?
Yeah, it's more biopic, and I can start, so then you can see this is my favorite music.
Yeah, that's a good film.
Hold on, do you have the big giant deluxe box? I have
that.
I
want the big deluxe box. No, I want that, and I know that InGroove has a small damage box for sale.
Yeah, I got it at an estate sale for like $70. It's good.
Okay.
It's big.
Yeah, I want that. It will.
If I felt like getting up, I would get it. It's right over there.
There's a lot.
On vinyl, Rob?
Oh, that's a great movie.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
Do you want me to get off
That's a
my
great
ass
soundtrack.
and you get it?
Once more, Rob.
Do you want me to get off my ass and go get it?
Get it. Because it's a big box. It's a big box. This is only a double vinyl, but it's a big box, and I know that InGroove say.
Excuse me, Mr. Joel. We're not telling Jose what to think. He can think whatever he wants, but when you use the argument, they hired a person from Spain to play a Mexican. I mean, actors should act. Don't you think actors should act? And if they thought that person they hired from Spain, who speaks Spanish, not Mexican, I get it, I understand, is the right person for the part, and that person got nominated for Academy for a Best Actor, which is interesting.
Do you sell that? You want to sell it, Rob?
Also, in terms of
it would cost $300 to mail this to you. It's heavy as shit.
Yeah, I know it's gonna cost heavy, but maybe you can sell it and still.
I think you could get it for cheaper than me shipping this to you.
You know,
I
Jose, they shot a fucking movie.
Hey, calm down. Hold on.
Calm
down.
I see.
Hold on.
Relax,
Stop.
relax.
Let me moderate here. Everyone can have their own feelings about something, okay? But Mazzy, let me ask you a question. Is this the first time you've ever experienced Jose freaking out about something?
No. You know, when they make TV shows and movies in Vancouver, British Columbia, most of the actors get it, except maybe the two leads or whatever. Most of the actors are Canadian actors because they're local. So if you shoot a movie in France, in Paris, outside of Paris, you're going to bring people, Spanish-speaking people from Spain rather than Mexico because it's physically closer and it's cheaper. That's how it works. You know, when they do, you think when they shoot films that are not based on Mexican stories in Mexico, they bring people from Spain or France? No, they hire extras and other people local, right?
Rob, is it brand new? Have you never played it?
Okay, so can I talk about that record real quick?
Yeah.
Almost Famous?
Yeah, do that.
So I saw that in the theater, and my friend Carl was the music editor on that movie.
Okay.
And when the soundtrack came out, I asked him, I thought, wow, they didn't release all the top songs from the movie. And I asked him, how come they didn't release this song, that song on the soundtrack? And he said, because they're saving those for version 2. Well, version 1 didn't sell enough, and they never came out with version 2.
Well, I can tell you
that might be why they years later came out with a big box or something.
Well, I can tell you this. Here's what I know too, because my friend Brad has it. Initially, Cameron Crowe made these limited sets of the soundtrack and gave them out to people. That's how it first came out. And that soundtrack is worth a bunch of money. Then
that's a great soundtrack.
Yeah,
good movie, fun.
The box is crazy. They even have like a Stillwater standalone, the band record in there.
Yeah,
they have lots of stuff. But you know what it has, which is odd, is it's not odd. Is Led Zeppelin. It has a ton of Led Zeppelin on it, which you could never.
Which might have been the first time Led Zeppelin licensed themselves to a movie.
Yeah, because Cameron Crowe knows everybody.
Yeah. No, well, he was in the Led Zeppelin song was in the movie about the high school 1975 movie. That takes place.
Oh, he got her all the way back in Fast Times.
Fast Times. That was.
Hold on, I have to see. I have to.
You know, I really liked Control, the movie by the photographer who did all the U2 covers. I'm just blanking on his name, but the movie about Joy Division and Ian Curtis. That's a great film too, in terms of a music bio.
So the Pretty in Pink house by the railroad tracks, that was my brother's house. He was renting that place. They pulled him out for a week.
Right. Hey, Yvonne, you should buy that copy from the Groove.
Yeah, I see it costs $100, so it's cheaper for me to buy it there. I think.
Yeah, I think, and he has better shipping than I could get. You should get that.
I will do that.
If you like the soundtrack, the box is awesome. You would love it.
It's one of my favorite music movies.
Zepp Pearl and enlightening us. There was earlier Zeppelin things here and there. So thank you, Zepp. I don't know that movie. What was it?
I can tell you, I was at
he's a photographer. Yeah.
I was at a test screening once where the director put all this music into the film. And it was like Van Halen, Led Zeppelin, The Who. And then some kid goes, I want to buy that soundtrack. And the producer stood behind him and said, it'll cost $100 each for the soundtrack.
Yeah. Well, remember the movie I Am Sam, when they filmed it with Sean Penn, they used these Beatles songs or a part of it, and they couldn't get them. They couldn't have the budget. So that's when they had everyone do covering those great beats. And it's a great soundtrack, great covers on that soundtrack. Anton Corbijn also did the Hypnosis documentary.
Ben Folds' cover of Golden Slumbers.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Did we do so? Yvonne, you say Almost Famous is your favorite soundtrack.
Yeah.
Not movie music.
Yeah, but
soundtrack. Yeah.
Rix, I need to correct you on something. If the publishing was owned by, talking about Chaz Palminteri got come together, if you got the Beatles version, it was partially due with Michael Jackson, but Michael Jackson could not license the Beatles version of the song, only for someone else doing the song. So they had to get permission from the Beatles for that. So just because someone owns a publishing, they don't own the recording. Two different things. In fact, the most on the the TV show Mad Men, that one episode they used "Tomorrow Never Knows" by the Beatles, a great version of that, and that they shot their wad on that. They paid $750,000 to use that song in Mad Men for one episode of a TV show. And Matthew, whatever the guy's name, the head of Mad Men, the writer, director, or guy, got that record, got that song, and that was a lot for a TV show. One episode, almost $1 million, $750,000.
I think Vanilla Sky was at the time the most expensive licensing of any movie.
And McCartney wrote the title track for that.
Yeah.
I like that movie. It's a weird movie. That's what I like about it.
I like it too. I even like that McCartney song. I thought it was
it's a good
really
song.
good.
It's a good song. And Tom Cruise is just that is it the opening scene when he's in the morning in Times Square and nobody is there?
Yeah, it's
what a great. Yeah.
I mean, there's tons of great stories like the movie Mask, right? The movie Mask. In real life, the kid loved Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen wouldn't license his music to the film. They used what's his name? Detroit.
Pete Seeger or Bob Seger.
Bob
No?
Seger.
Yeah.
Years later, when it went on video, Springsteen relented, and Peter Bogdanovich put Springsteen's music back into the movie. So you can buy the video version of it, DVD, and that has Springsteen's music in it.
That's why, was it Freaks and Geeks or Wonder Years? Those shows took so long to come out on video.
I
because
said that earlier. Okay.
Yeah.
This guy is going to come at you, Mazzy. So be prepared. There he is.
Hey, good morning, my friends.
Uh-oh.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Awesome. Hey, good to be with you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
What gear are you in right now?
I am in third gear right now. I just picked up a load of Dolomite.
Oh, wow.
Wait,
I need some for my chicken.
You have a truck full of black pimps?
Exactly. That's exactly right. What's that fuzzy? What's his name?
Yeah, but they're probably not from Oregon, and Jose's going to be pissed.
What is Dolomite?
Oh,
It's a powderized like a fertilizer. I'm taking it down to a hazelnut orchard. It's like a cat. I don't know if it changes the pH of the ground, like most of the stuff.
It's a stone.
I think they give it to my chicken.
And it's a stone, Dolomite.
Yes, it's a stone. They grind it up into a powder.
Now, when you unload it, does it back slap you in the face and call you bitch?
Yeah, I have to actually. There are these. I have these two tanks on the back, and I have to pressurize I have a PTO in the truck, and I hook a big 4-inch hose up to it, and it pressurizes the tanks in the back, and then I blow it out into the applicator, and then he goes and spreads it on the field. So, yeah. But Mazzy, I had a question for you. This week I got for $1 a first press tricolor reprise album, the West Coast Pop Art Experimental Band, Part 1. What can you tell me about that?
Those are worth like north of $100 usually.
Yeah, I looked it
They
up.
put out, I think it was 2 albums. I only have reissues. I think they're Sundays or something, reissued them. They didn't really sell a lot. They didn't sell well during the time, and you'd see them around a lot, but now they're very in demand, or they have been in the psychedelic pop series. I don't know what to say about them. Someone like Kimbo would probably know more about it.
Right on.
Other people here, but I like those records. But to be honest with you, when they came out, I didn't hear them. I didn't hear them until later.
Yeah, it's. I listened to the first half last night, and it's really good, and it's definitely psychedelic, no doubt about that.
Yeah, but it's real
1967, I
pop.
think.
It's good. They're good records.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
this guy,
tickled.
Arnie the Magnificent Wax, just dump him his ass.
And Mazzy, I was doing it. Now you brought attention to them.
Okay,
Thank
well,
you.
he's gone.
Mazzy ruins every stream he's on. Hey, just I want to note, my haters are watching me, and I'm monetized, so I'm making money off of you. Thank you.
I like Michael Poetry says psych band started by a rich guy to get laid, but the music turned out good. I didn't not know that.
What band was that?
I guess the West Coast Pop, whatever.
Oh,
Pop Art Experimental Band. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of a long name. Yeah.
Yvonne, you got to pay for what you want.
I see. Yeah.
You
But
sell
it's
some-
shipped directly to me. It's only 5 days.
Sell some pickled herring.
Yeah.
send him some herring in exchange.
Wait,
You could do
hold on.
a
Yvonne,
vodka
my feeling as a vinyl collector is you just found a shitload of records worth a lot of money. You sell those and you can buy the records you want.
Yeah,
right?
I know that. I know that. I will maybe do that.
Yes. Thank you.
It's a lot of work, but I will do that.
You had sex with a 72-year-old woman to get like $1,000 worth of records.
That's
You know
true.
what I picked up?
And without Vaseline also, Rob. So it was.
Oh,
These aren't brand new, but Numero Group issued these records, and the originals are too expensive and few and far between. I don't think this actually even came out in the U.S. as is. It's the U.K. The Creation. It was the band that oh god, the producer that worked with the Kinks and the Who just died. Not Bert. Someone's gonna tell me. What's the producer's name?
I can't believe how you don't know anything, man.
I know it's in the morning, man. I'm not waking up. But and this comp of singles and album tracks. But the Creation Numero Group did a great job, and these.
Who are they?
Oh, Shel Talmy, who just died the last couple months. Produced most of the '60s Kinks albums and a couple of some of the Who singles, and they kind of sound like the Who a little bit here and there, and they never made it. And the one guitar player he influenced Jimmy Page because he would use a bow on his guitar, and Jimmy got it from him, that type of thing. But these Creation reissues, psychedelic, like the Who a little bit, psychedelic pop of the '60s. Yeah, Shel, tell me. Yeah,
nobody reads this
and great sounding. So
record collector news.
Yeah, it's the current issue. There's a obit to big obit to Shel Talmy in this paper, but apparently all it is the gray stuff in between the ads, right?
Hold on 1 second. Are you being sarcastic to your own paper?
Yeah, nobody reads the words.
Issue is that?
I read that obit.
Did you? Okay, thank you. I feel better.
Because I like. I mean, I'm a huge Kinks fan, and that the '60s Who period is my favorite. Over the '70s.
Nu kan vi snakke dansk eller norsk.
Klaus is here. Hello, Klaus.
Hello there.
Du skjønner norsk, Klaus.
Hello, Klaus.
Yeah, we can't speak Norwegian here. Even we have to speak English, I guess. Though we understand each other in our native languages.
Yeah. You said you wanted to show some records you picked up, Klaus?
Yeah, I've had a little trouble logging on, so I'm on my phone, but I hope it'll work. And you seem to have changed the movie theme, so
no.
Now we're back into.
We were talking about movie soundtracks, but go ahead, show what you got.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just would like to show some. I ordered actually on Discogs some from Japan. I got them, and that just works great. We have to pay import VAT, and that Discogs handles that very good. I got this one, Cat Scheider, The Shining Sea. Yeah, very.
Who's on
very
there?
Nice.
On Concord. Most of the Concord '80s recordings I get sound very good.
This sounds very good. It does. It's 81 recording. So yeah, you're right. Yeah. I ordered a couple now. I was there. Nat Adderley with a work song. Yeah, of course the album is called Work Song, but he wrote that one. That's really a nice tune. And this is a Japanese pressings, as you could see from the Obi on the other one, and it's from Victor. So it's now on my phone I can't see that show you, but this is the kind of vinyl you can see through.
Transparent,
semi-transparent vinyl, and it's so silent. They're incredible good. These late 70s, early 80s pressings. They're amongst the most silent records I've got. So yeah, that's very nice. I ordered a couple more. Jimmy Nepper. Actually, this was the one that started my order, but it was much too warped to be playable. So yeah, that's a little luck. But the very fair.
Jim's got a flat. Jim in Los Angeles has a record flattener. You can send
okay, Jim, can you just? No, that won't work. I guess. Yeah, that's a shame. But the seller refunded me the price of the record, the part of the shipping cost, the part of the VAT. So nothing to complain about.
Have you found a service near you that will flatten records or no?
No, I don't. I haven't, and I think it'll be kind of expensive. $10 isn't maybe expensive, but I guess it'll be more. So yeah. And the last one I got was this one, Mad One.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's a great record, and I really dig the cover here, the jacket. I don't know what it is. Is it a building or
the exterior of a building?
Yeah. Yeah. It's really good.
Can I see the back of that? Can I see the back?
It's
back cover.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and
I
it's
have
it's
Japanese.
Victor again, so it's a see-through, and it's sounds great. I had it already on this tufa, which is
I had the 2 for 2, and
it sounds okay, but the other one is better.
Yeah, I have an OJC. They pressed as an OJC. I have that one. It sounds good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then I'm a little bit into Suit Sims for the time being. So I got this one. This one I also got from Japan with a nice lineup there. And he was nowhere. He was on 40 different record labels until the mid-70s when he was signed by Pablo. But he has recorded 1 record there, 2 records there, 1 there, and all kinds of different record labels. That's really strange, I think, to have that sort of a career. But I think I think he might be an overlooked tenor saxo player. I know Chris from the Bumps is not very fond of. I think he's not very fond of Suit Sims, but I think his playing is at level with Stan Getz, I'd say. But he's not such a big name, so I really think
you can find his records for cheap.
Yes,
yeah,
and some of them on Pablo, and I think what I found out he made some of his best records on Pablo, so yeah, that's great. And then he's on this one as well.
No, that one I've heard of that record. That record's not easy to find, but that's a Japanese reissue, right?
We had that in the OJC Dizzy sale. That one.
This is an OJC 008. So it's.
Who else is on there? Can you show the? Can you show the?
It's the two different setups. One on side A with Stan Getz leading it, and that's a 1949 recording, so it's might not sound so good. And the other side is a little bit later, so it might sound better. So yeah, with but again with the Suit Sims as well here on it.
That looks like it's one of the original OJCs with the really nice tip-on jackets.
Yeah, I don't know how this sounds. I just found it today, so
okay.
It's it's afternoon here, so I've had time to be out and do some shopping. A few more I'd like to show you. More Suit Sims. Here he uses his given name. And he's with Harry Sweets Edison, Pablo, 1980. And these Pablos, when I was younger, I found them before I really got into jazz. I kind of not laughed at them, but the Pablo is a little old man's jazz label, and it is traditional jazz. But they sound so good. So, and I understand some of them are being re-released by Analog Productions.
Yeah. There's a bunch of. I think there's a few Zoot Sim records in that reissue. The next batch.
Yeah.
But all those records, most of them, the one record you should get from that Pablo thing is You and Me, the Count Basie record. That is a demo record. It is excellent sounding record. Okay.
You and Me, Count Basie with the orchestra.
Yeah. Well, there's some smaller on the album, but it is probably the best sounding Pablo record I've heard.
Okay.
Really very good.
That must be good because all these, I got this one as well. Gershwin Brothers, he plays, the Gershwin tunes. I think all the photos are taken at the same time because it looks very much the same on all the recordings, even though there's 5 years in between them. So and these Pablos are recorded good. So if that Count Basie is the best of it, it must really be.
I think it's the best. Out of all the Pablos I have, that one is killer sounding record. It's so well recorded. So
I'll check it out. Two. You have that? Yeah,
lots of Pablos.
Okay.
Yeah. Two more just to round it up.
Yeah.
This one I just found today. Jan Johansson, you might not know him. He's Swedish pianist. He is with a trio. maybe the greatest name in Swedish jazz, but he, like Scott LaFaro, died very early in the 60s in a traffic accident. So he did not make all the records he should have made. This is very good. Some of you might have seen a record which is famous here in Scandinavian, jazz in Swedish, jazz på svenska, Swedish folk tunes transformed into jazz with Jan Johansson on it. I think every jazz interested Scandinavian has it. So you're right. Even,
Is it hard to find those records, or obviously where you are? I'm guessing
here it's not, and then it has been repressed. But Jan Johansson, check him out. It's good. And the last one, which comes in connection to that, I've been reading this one. The autobiography, Straight Life, the story of Art Pepper.
Have you watched the documentary too?
I've watched some, but I don't over this book.
Yeah,
made from. I haven't. I don't think I have.
Rob has a Art Pepper thing going on now. He's all pissed.
Yeah, well, you know what, Klaus,
so have I
have to say this, Klaus. Some people have mentioned Art Pepper in their YouTube videos who have not read that book or even know the name of it or own the record. So I'm just saying.
I think what you're talking about. Yeah, we should make a good and honest Art Pepper movie. This is the one I just bought today. And,
right, so that's his record. The first record he put out fresh out of prison, which the photo looks like he's fresh out of prison.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that
and
is
it says on the back. It says since this is my first album in 15 years.
Yeah.
I was a bit nervous when I went to the date. So, and this is from like 75. So between 1960 and 1975, he kind of did not record because he was in prison.
Right.
He tells there I wrote some songs in prison and then I got out. But then shortly after, I got back in San Quentin again. Like it was something that just happened. But he really, And then he went to Synanon, a rehabilitation institution.
That's California, I think, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember Synanon.
Big in the 70s.
Yeah.
But he describes this in the book as well. And it started like a rehabilitation center for his drug use. But as I understand it, this Synanon turned into a cult.
A cult.
A what?
A cult.
Yeah.
It was like a cult.
Yeah, it was, and with very tough things going on. Really,
yeah. It was. Yeah. It was It was in the news all around the time. Jim remembers that.
It was pretty good.
Really scaring to learn the history when it started like a place for helping people, and then it went off track totally.
Yeah, it's not that unusual. You get a lot of vulnerable people, blah blah blah.
If you can, so my friend at Omnivore, they have a relationship with his widow, and she has so much stuff that still hasn't been released. This is they will not put this out on vinyl. This is 7 CDs of a week he did at this club in LA called the Maiden Voyage. It is also a book. It is killer. I think they sold out initially of this. I think I'll find out if they're repressing this, but it's 7 CDs. It's with this band, David Williams on drums, George Gables on piano. Wait, I'm sorry. David Williams on bass, George Gables on piano, and Carl Burnett on drums. And this is so good. This is killer. I mean, here's the hype sticker.
Yeah. 7 CDs.
7 CDs. If you could pick this up, it is so good. So good. So, yeah.
Nice tip. Thank you. Thank you,
and they I think they have more Art Pepper stuff to come. More.
Is that Laurie?
Yeah, Laurie.
Yeah.
She's one of the produced on here, but she's still around. They have a daughter too. But there's a lot of Omnivore's put out a lot of stuff of our Pepper stuff. So
Yeah.
good to pick up.
Is this
Any
in our
more-
Pepper channel?
Any more to show, or you're done?
No,
You
no,
got it?
I'm done. I'm done
All
for
right,
now.
cool.
Yeah, I'll hang around a little. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
it's not nighttime here, you know, as it normally is with the.
It's not in the middle of the night. Yes, like
No, it's
when
not.
the bums are on. So
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's one of
here's
my
the-
favorite soundtracks.
you
Everyone hates
wait.
this. I love this movie.
Was that
Wait,
Zachariah?
yeah. Hey, you know what I can give you, Jim? I have to give you.
What?
I have this radio promo album of that where
Oh.
they're doing it.
The soundtrack is better than the movie.
I love that movie. I know
Well,
it's terrible, but
It's a call. It's a.
You know
it's a-
who's in the movie? Is Elvin Jones, the jazz drummer. He's in there.
yeah, he's great in it.
That's kind of
And,
like Electric Glide in Blue. The concept is better than the execution.
there's a line in the movie where Don Johnson is trying to join the outlaw gang, which is Country Joe and the Fish, or the Outlaws. And Country Joe says to Don Johnson, "Can you draw?" And Don Johnson says, "I'll learn to draw at home in my spare time." Now, I don't know if anyone remembers, but there used to be matchbooks where you could learn how to draw at home in your
Yeah,
spare time.
I remember those. It said draw this, and you sign up for the
Yeah.
courses.
So anyway, that it just is in my brain. It won't leave. I love that movie.
Can we list
Sorry.
the top 10 films that were not filmed in Mexico?
Well, you know, I'm immersing myself in spaghetti westerns. I love them. There are a few spaghetti westerns and a lot of westerns they shot in Mexico.
Well, most of them are in Italy. Yeah,
Can I tell a joke?
Actually, Spain too.
Spain. I meant Spain. Sorry, I know the difference.
Can you tell a joke? No, you
Yeah,
can't.
this is okay. Never mind.
No, I mean you actually can physically tell the joke.
But it won't. It'll land
won't
with a
land.
thud.
It won't land.
So a little old Jewish guy, you know, with the yarmulke and everything, and a beard, and he goes into an audition for Shakespeare, and everyone's looking at him like, "What the hell is this guy doing in here?" And it's his turn to audition, and he steps up to the microphone, and he just turns into, you know, an actor doing Shakespeare, and no one can fucking believe it. And when he's done, they look at him and they go, "What the hell was that?" And he looks into Jose's eyes and he says, "That's acting." So anyway, they were acting, Jose. It's just acting.
That's not like the famous Olivier thing to Dustin Hoffman when they were doing Marathon Man, where, you know, Dustin Hoffman was part of the method that had to get into character.
Right.
The whole thing. He had to do the pain and everything. And Lawrence says to him, "Why didn't you just act?" But I saw a response from about a decade ago, Daniel Day-Lewis, or more than that. And he says, you know, I mean, Dustin Hoffman was just acting. So that whole, you know, even though he gets into his own character, but it's whatever works.
So Bill Kay, who I don't want to highlight because he ruins vinyl auctions. Electric Glide in Blue was written and directed by Bob Gordio, who's a famous music producer.
He managed Chicago. Yeah.
But no, he had that famous recording studio in Colorado, and he recorded the Beach Boys and
Caribou Ranch was his studio.
Caribou Ranch. That's who that guy is.
Yeah. He managed Chicago, and
Rob, you are the jazz expert here. Can you tell me the story about this record called Playboys with Chet Baker and because it's
Actually,
different cover. It's different cover.
Okay, so I have an original copy. I never got to for my auction. It's over there, but you can buy it. It's pictures of Heath. They made a tone poet, so you can get it. Art Pepper and Chet Baker.
But the original
they got sued by Playboy, so they retracted the cover and they put it out as a different title.
Okay.
Is that
and
enough?
you have the original Playboy.
I found the original at a at a Salvation Army for $4.
Oh.
It's not in the best condition, but it's the original. Yeah, and there's gray market companies who have put out with that original cover, so you can sort of get.
They call it picture of the heart. The picture of the heart.
It's a girl, topless girl with puppets covering her bits.
Yeah, the tone pole was cut hot, so you better friggin' set your turntable right.
Yeah, actually, that is the thing that I think the In-Groove solved for everyone. That is a perfect record to realign your tone arm.
Yeah,
because when people were getting it, they were skipping.
But people take it very personally if they're told it's their table. Well, my other records play okay, but they don't understand.
That's how you really piss someone off.
Yeah. Oh, we used to say that people used to bring records back, defective records. And most of the time we didn't have the time, but occasionally if someone brought a record back 2 or 3 times, if that, or twice, we'd play it on our turntable in the store for them and it would play fine 95% of the time.
You know
so
what?
we'd say you better check your stylus and your turntable setup.
So
they hate that.
When I got the pictures of Heath, mine was skipping, and I realigned. I reset my tone arm, and it was fine.
Yeah.
So is the 2022 version the best to get?
It's just every other record sounds like shit.
I mean, unless you have a couple $100 to get a decent version of the original, yes, perfect to get. But you know what? If you don't like the music, then it's not perfect to get. You should buy it.
You have to realign your everything once a year anyway on your turntable. You should.
Yeah.
You should.
I see it's mono. It's not stereo. Also, it's mono.
Yes. I actually have an original pictures of Heath, if you want to call it that. So I have an OG version of that when it was retitled. So I have several different versions of the record.
Yeah. You like that record?
I mean, it's good, but stream it before you buy it. I always say that about everything. Okay. I don't know which. I think, are you talking about the Playboys? The version I have, I mean, depending on what state it's in, you could get it for $70 on up. So.
Quick sidebar, Rob, it's hard to win a game when you fumble 4 times, right?
Well, at least the first fumble was pulled out. They played better. They pulled it out of his arms.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But they went from 4-win team to playing in the NFC.
No, I'm very pleased with the season. And Jaden Daniels is awesome.
What's the line on the Super Bowl?
And that's with a shitty defense. They're going to improve their defense over the offseason.
Yeah, I'm encouraged. It was a great season. I'm very pleased. Anyway, sorry about that, guys.
Yvonne, for you.
Yeah, I'll take that off your hands if you want.
That's a good record, man. I love this record. No problem.
But show me once more. Show it.
See Yvonne, where you live, you should find that record for $5.
Okay, no problem. Chet Baker.
All the Chet Baker steeplechase records are great.
Yeah.
That's what Duke Jordan. I want that record. I didn't buy
I only have 2 of them.
Do you have 2 of those?
Yep.
Then give me one of them. I'll buy them from you today.
No problem. Say no problem, Jim. No, say no problem.
Well, hey, all if it's William or Arnie, I'm making money off. Do you understand? You coming here trolling makes me money. Do you get it?
It's from 98.
I'm be able to buy a brand new record with your trolling. I'm making money off of you, dude. Thank you.
This one's a reissue. Never mind. This one's some sort of audiophile edition.
Right. But where's the other one you have? Do you have 2 or you don't?
I don't have 2 OGs. I have an OG and an audiophile edition.
All right. Give me one of them.
You got the gimmies and the I wants, man.
Well, I gave you something.
Okay. No, this is This is a $10 record.
All right. Thank you. Not anymore. It's not, by the way. And Klaus has it.
Yeah,
I think there's some
it's a good record.
Now,
Give me
Klaus,
that record.
you have no steeplechase records are like plentiful where you are, right?
They are pretty common. Yeah. It's a Danish label, so yeah.
They seem to do a really good job. I mean, they're great sounding records.
I've yet to find a steeplechase record that sounds bad. They're so well recorded.
Yeah, they are.
And like they're big, like Duke Jordan, I think, has the most amount of steeplechase records, and they're all
he has a lot because he lived here in Copenhagen. You know, the guy behind the label, Nils Winter. He was a young. I think he was still studying at the university when he started the label, and he started recording on a tape recorder upstairs of a jazz house called Montmartre, which is a famous jazz house here in Copenhagen. And that's how he started the label, recording these concerts. And of course, then a lot of the musicians who lived, international musicians who lived in Denmark at that time in the 70s, Dexter Gordon, Ben Webster, Duke Jordan, Ed Thigpen, and all these guys, they were recorded a lot by him and was released on Steeplechase. So he started like a young man in his 20s, and now, yeah, he's still living. He's still releasing records. He's living in the States somewhere now, probably in New York.
I see that Klaus, that record is from Denmark, the original version, but if the lacquer is pressed in Norway, in Rosenborg, in Trondheim.
Yeah, there was a record pressing plant in Norway who did a lot of the vinyl work. Yeah.
Here's an audiophile version of Jazz at the Pawn Shop.
Oh,
yeah. But you know what? Yeah, that's worth a bunch of money. But I've had several different versions of the record. They all sound good.
They do.
Yeah,
they all.
They're all pretty good sound. They're great.
You know, it might not be the best played jazz or whatever, but it's an amazing sounding record.
Is that multi-disc set?
Yeah. This is 2 boxes. You would hate the packaging, man.
Well, wait. It depends. How many LPs? How many LPs are in there?
4.
See, that doesn't bother me. It's when they do a box like that with 1 record. See, people don't listen to what I say. A box holding records that fit within the entire box is fine. But when you have 1 record in a box that thick, how silly is that?
If anyone's in the giving spirit, can you send William some of your gay boy magazines, please? Thank you.
Hey. Wow.
Wow. I didn't know they were called that. But you know what? Every time a troll comes up, here's my new comment. Cha-ching. Cha-ching. You just made me money. Cha-ching. Yeah, I whenever I find, my new buying thing is, if I find a Black Saint record, a Soul Note, or a Steeplechase, I'm buying them.
I'm going to show something a little different now. I picked this up recently. I think this is volume 2, Ghana Special. It's a comp on West African or it's music from 1980 to 93 from the diaspora period. Kind of funky soul rock, really good comp. The first volume came out over 10 years ago. The first volume goes for over $100 now. This is 3 records. And I think there's a 3rd volume too on Soundway Records. This came out last year, I believe. Yeah, last year. It's really a good record. I'm a big fan. I buy all the Analog Africa comps they put out. They do excellent work on that. So,
you know, I think when Mazzy's in doubt and he feels left out of a conversation, he pulls out those Analog Africa records.
What did I just say, Mazzy? What are you asking me, Doc? Hey, Doc, Rob sent you a link.
I texted you a link. I don't know what to do. Do we have to send IT over to your house?
I can show my Pablo records, Rob, if you want. I have some.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a artist on that record, Momo Waddell?
And I
I
have
have
That
the-
African record, Mazzy?
Say that again.
Sorry.
Wait, go ahead,
Is
Jim.
there an African artist, Momo Waddell?
On this one,
Yeah, that's the one I got.
You know,
not on this one.
no-
I probably
nothing
have
against
him
the
on.
way- Nothing against the way Zoot Sims looks, but he always
This
kind of looks
was-
like he just got finished playing a bowling match.
You know, Marcus, I haven't even showcased it, but I did like the Ringo album. I think it's a good album. I've listened to it 3 times. I need to kind of dive more into it. I like I don't know how to pronounce it, but Terowen. I have like 3 of their albums. Love them. Great records. Desert folk blues, African stuff. Very good.
Hey, can anybody what does anybody have thoughts on Pablo recordings? Like, I have a couple, and the sound seems to be good, but how do they compare with the jazz with other labels like Blue Note and Prestige?
Well,
and stuff
I mean,
like that?
it's apples and oranges. Pablo was started by Norman
Is it?
Granz as a way of highlighting jazz musicians who were deemed past their prime. So
Okay.
from the get-go, he was putting out records from all these artists like Zoot Sims, Benny Carter. They were all deemed past their prime, and he got them to put out good stuff. And I even some that I don't care for, they're great sounding, great recordings, and they're cheap heat. I would say maybe 10 or 15% of them are over $20 to north over 30, but most of them you can pick up for $5.
Yeah.
So, and the quality of the music is very good. So
Cool.
And the recording quality is great.
Yeah.
I've got like 20 now. It's really great recordings. So I guess the analog production versions will be at least great.
yeah, I haven't bought any of them. In fact, as a kind of joke, the first run of titles he put out, I have all the originals because they're not hard to find. But there's about 10 of them that are excellent records that you should own because they're just top-notch jazz and they sound amazing. That's the side thing of it.
They do.
And yeah. But
The one I
who's the
really
artist I
like
was
is
talking
the Big Trio. What's that, Jim?
Mazzy, I had the name wrong. The guy's name is
Jim and Mazzy are in a different stream than we are.
Momo Waddell Suma. Soumah.
I don't know that one. No.
This guy is incredible. Saxophone player from Ghana. He does Afro blue, but he's got a song of his own called Tepe. I first heard this on a CD at a audio show on like a $500,000 system. Only time I've ever heard a $500,000 system
All right,
sound good.
hold on. Sorry. There's 2 people who've been waiting, and I don't see them. So
It's me.
Oh,
Hey.
Hey, here, Jose.
Hello,
Let
Jose.
me help you out. I don't look in the private chat.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
And you're screaming. You could just text me. Hey, I'm backstage.
No, I texted you.
Well, now.
Hey,
I'm not
Doc.
Hey guys. Hey, Jose.
Hey, how you doing, Doc?
Good.
looking. Okay. So, but here's the deal, Joel. I didn't say they were past their prime. The artists were not getting deals with record companies. Norman Granz started a label to issue new records from those artists.
Okay.
They were deemed past their prime.
Marty.
Yeah.
Norman Granz was the manager for Ella Fitzgerald. He started Verve Records for Ella Fitzgerald to record on and did all these great artists. The Jazz at the Philharmonic and, Verve became this great thing. He sold Verve, in the 1970s?
Yeah, but he kept a lot of the titles for himself.
Yeah, but he sold Verve, the label.
Yeah.
And then in the 70s, he started Pablo with all those black and white covers. Not all, but a lot of them are from Montreux Jazz Festival, recorded in Montreux, France. They were elder. The black and white covers some people don't like, but well-recorded records. They were past their sales prime, but they had but they put out other things too. They put out Coltrane, archival records.
Oscar Peterson was probably his biggest artist next to Ella Fitzgerald.
That's the big trio album that I have. It has Joe Pass, Oscar Peterson, and I forget who the drummer is, but it's from '74, and I love it. It's one of my favorites.
I even showed that
give me
that Oscar Peterson solo piano, not Oscar Peterson, the other one, Art Tatum, and I have that whole box with all the 11 or 12.
Right.
Yeah, that came in a box version.
Can
with
everyone
all of
give me a second here? Hold on. Hey, Loki.
I meant Montrose, Switzerland.
Hold on. Shut the fuck up. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. William, you're making me money. I have over 200 people watching. Thanks for the drama. Cha-ching. You should just wear a $sign tattooed on your forehead for me. Thank you, William. Cha-ching. Cha-ching. Thank you.
Rob, I must leave. I must eat some food.
Okay.
Yeah, I meant Switzerland. My mistake. Montrose.
You all must.
I was nervous for a minute that
Claude Knobs, Montreux Jazz Festival,
that we wouldn't be able to carry over some of the drama from Rachel's stream, but now I'm reassured. I think we're going to be okay.
No, it's not.
Did I, Dr. Robert? Did I call him names?
No.
Did I scream and yell? No, he's making. I want him to keep making troll accounts because it means he's thinking about me. But he's making me money, Dr. Robert, so I can go buy records.
I'm all for free enterprise. So
thank you.
Hey Doc, have you been to Northwest Grooves out in Newport?
No, I don't know that one.
It's owned by this guy named Brandon. I'm going out this weekend again. It's my favorite record store here in Oregon so far. It's very well curated. So next time you're in Newport, swing by. It's right downtown.
I'm trying to remember where in Newport. So where is it?
It's 20 miles south of Lincoln City. It's the biggest. It's the biggest town on the Oregon coast.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Coastal. Well, yeah, it's been a while since I've been out to the coast. There's one in Astoria I've been to that I like, but that's the only coastal record store. But I'll look for it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks
go to Newport. Yeah, you bet.
Good. Hey, give me a call when you're in Portland, man.
I sure will. Well, let's do it here in February sometime.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Well, you hold on, Marty. You can't have Dr. Robert in February. He's coming by me.
Oh, really?
Okay. One day, maybe.
All right.
Yeah.
How fast are you going, Marty? I'm like I didn't notice you were driving a fucking car, well, a truck.
I'm just semi truck. I'm going 55 right now.
You know,
because I'm just coming through Portland,
and he's showing records that were not recorded in Oregon. They're recorded in other places, but he could buy them in Oregon.
Well, I'm here to bash Mazzy's love for that piece of shit movie. I'll be quick.
You don't have to like it. I don't. It won't.
No, all right.
Let me for not liking the movie.
Hey, but
tell you
Jose, the movie's a polarizing movie. A lot of people do not like it.
No, I know, but the problem, Rob, is that most people that have seen it don't understand that it's very sad how every single time there has to be a movie about Latin America or Mexican issues, it has to always be about the same fucking two subjects.
Well, hold on, I can challenge you on that.
Mm-hmm.
So who's the number one star in Mexico for years? Like the Adam Sandler of Mexico. It's that Enrique de what is his face? What is it? That he's like the Mexican. Yeah. That dude made a good movie about the story of Dracula at the same when they were shooting the Bela Lugosi Hollywood version.
And you know what he said about Emilia Perez? That he was shit.
Right, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
So what you're saying here's the way when people say stuff about movies. In my mind, there are over 3,000 movies made in a professional way around the world each year.
But that's the problem, Rob. It was not professional. I know that, for example,
of course it was.
No, look, shut the fuck up. I know you don't understand the Spanish, Messi, but you have to understand that they are talking absolutely horrible Spanish.
Okay.
It is Google Translate AI generated type dialogue. It's like if a Jamaican guy with full-on Jamaican accent was doing Elliot Cruz right now, right here.
I want I want to see that. How do we
Me
finance
too.
that
Me
movie?
too. But not pay for it.
Hey Jose, five
Wait, wait,
years
wait.
ago,
Let me finish.
a movie
Let me
called
finish. Let me
Roma,
finish. Let me
a
finish.
movie called Roma was nominated for Best Picture.
Then
That's the
fuck
next.
that movie. Fuck that movie. I don't like it. But
Roma's a great movie.
no, but you know exactly.
You don't
Look,
like anything.
No. Look, I'll tell you why you
Well,
love.
how do you feel about E Tu Mama Tambien? And those guys are powerful.
Exactly. Let me answer. I'll answer you.
They go
So
make your own movie.
the same director directed Roma y directed Y Tu Mamá También. The thing about Y Tu Mamá También is that I love it because when I first saw it, I love when they travel around and they see these small bits of Mexico happening at the same time they're trying to go to these beach to fuck this girl. All right, that's the whole movie. But all these little parts about Mexico and how everything is just happening around you, even if you're not there, it's very beautiful. The problem with Roma is that it's about how, oh look, the person that would help us out at the house was having a shitty life, but look at mine also because my mom was getting divorced. He's like fucking rich as fuck, and he's just like comparing pains, and it's weird. I don't understand the love for that. And I'll tell you this: the thing about Emilia Perez, there's one Mexican actress. They didn't give a fuck about casting anybody else. The Spanish is horrible. It's only stereotypical. The signs in the
so other than the cultural appropriation,
it is, but it also it's
other than that.
It's just baffling to me. It's like, for example, we don't call jails, we don't call them cárceles, we call them like jefaturía. Like there's a lot of technical.
Who calls them cárceles?
After Jose's done with his rant, Klaus, can you complain that there are no more Norwegian movies that are
no, but that's what I'm saying. It's like when they're like massively successful movies from Mexico, that's about Mexico because of course, like Guillermo del Toro, right?
I wanted to ask Jose, what's your feeling about the newly renamed Gulf of America?
You can call it whatever you want. We still gonna call it Gulf of Mexico.
I'm offended that every fucking science fiction and disaster movie ever made, they destroy the Golden Gate Bridge. They fuck up the Golden Gate Bridge.
Bezzy, but I'm talking about a real thing here. They're talking about wait. They're talking about, if people haven't watched the movie, it's basically.
Well, I watched it for 2.5 hours or 2 hours and 10 minutes last night.
Yes, but do you understand?
I enjoyed it.
All right, people don't want a Spanish lesson.
I enjoyed it as 2 hours of entertainment.
Can I add?
Wait, let me finish, Darl. The problem with that movie is it's centralizing in this person that used to be a narco that did these horrible things, and all of a sudden he at the beginning says, I want to transition. So when she transitions, leaves her wife, leave everything, but we're not, how am I gonna feel like, oh, because now she is living the life she wanted to live. She still murdered a lot of people. She still trafficked drugs.
And she was trying to redeem herself. If you
but it doesn't matter, Mazzy. What the fuck are you talking about redeeming yourself? Like, are we supposed to just like, oh, you're just trying to be a good person now?
No, I don't want to wreck the ending, but obviously she got her justice in a way.
Yeah, of course she fucking dies and she becomes this.
But now you're telling the whole story.
Yeah, who gives a fuck? It's just like same type thing.
Yeah, but let's be real, Jose.
Mm-hmm.
Big Ian, you shut up.
Mazzy, you shut up while I'm talking. That's the rule.
I was talking to Jose.
Okay, so here's Jose.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be realistic. 80% of the movies that come out of Hollywood or are released in a professional way in the US are crap.
No, I don't understand that.
Hold on. You can make the same criticism of people that try and make a movie about the African American experience in the US.
Oh, of course.
They're not African American.
I still bash them. But again,
the big bash really against this movie is it didn't deserve to be nominated for 13.
No. But also, it's just poking at serious issues that do happen here. You understand that? There's people that really get killed. There's people that really get kidnapped. There's people that really get a bunch of horrible stuff. So making a musical about
That's
someone
a
that is
different
just
movie,
like,
though. I mean, I haven't seen it, but that's a different movie.
no, but Jim, the problem is just it's not taking anything serious. It's just making its means just to make a little edgy movie. If you want to make a good movie, if you want to make a movie about a trans person from here from Latin America, they wouldn't have the same. It's been so polarizing here that a trans community in Mexico City just released a mock of the movie, mocking French culture, and you can look at that up.
But
The BBC
Jose,
reported on
I'm
it.
wrong. Wasn't 2 years ago
Mhm.
or 3 years ago a trans woman was nominated for Best Actress from a South American film? Am I wrong about that?
No, I don't know, because supposedly I don't know her name, but the main star from this movie is the first trans person to get nominated for an Oscar.
I think she was, but for a Golden Globe or something. There was another film. I mean, I can't think that the movie, it's streaming, so it's not doing well at the box office. It's a streaming movie. It's bringing attention to that film, but and most people, I would bet most people haven't gotten through the film. They go, "Oh, this is nominated for 13 Oscars," and they probably didn't get through 5 minutes of the movie,
which is too bad because it goes in a lot of different directions.
And here's the deal: you have one of the biggest stars for millennials, Selena Gomez,
and she speaks so fucking. Let me speak like
her national language.
It's like no, she's not speaking good Spanish. It's so horrible. Again, no one. Wait. No one is speaking anything that resembles any accent that resembles Latin America. Wow. Or Soy Saldana is speaking like Dominican. Again, it's like if I had Elliot Cruz trying to, with his own accent, trying to pass on like he's Welsh.
You know, Zoe Saldana is an American actress, Puerto Rican, mixed.
Isn't she Dominican?
And mixed, but she's the biggest star in the movie. She's in
yes, Mazzy, but she's not even trying. She's not even trying to do a
what? She's acting. So what?
But again, Mazzy,
this isn't a documentary.
Mazzy, do you think in a country where there's more than 100 million people, they couldn't find one fucking?
Yeah, but when you're doing a movie, you hire. You know, this is where I disagree.
In Spanish?
It's
all in Spanish.
This is where I disagree with. It's English too, a little bit. I disagree with some of.
Yeah, because they couldn't hold somebody.
To me, an actor should act, and I don't care if an actor is playing a different part.
That's fine, Mazzy. But again, it's a movie.
To get funding, you use people.
Look, there's an interview with the director, and they ask him, "Hey, did you do any research on Mexico?" And he literally says he doesn't speak Spanish or English. He's French. They ask him, "Do you made any research?" And he says, "I already knew what I had to know."
Well, that's him as an artist. That's his choice as an artist.
This is me as someone that lives here that has to go through,
and that's totally legitimate.
And hears all this shit. And again, I'm just trying to say,
the movie. Here's what totally legitimate.
Here's something constructive you could do, Jose. Is just name 3 movies that are better than that people should watch. That's
from Latin America, just in general,
or from Mexico, that you feel like gives a better version.
Whatever you're talking about.
Honestly, I say all the time that movies suck, and you should watch this one, which is a way better version of that film. You know what I mean?
Well, Jose, I thought Roma was one of the best movies of the decade. I know you didn't.
Yes, again,
it was boring.
That's fine. Everybody loved it. I didn't like it again because we're supposed to put this type of pain that the director as a kid had because his mom got divorced, and at the same time is telling the actual real story. He always makes these like two sides of the coin, and it looks beautiful, the movie itself, but I just think there are better movies here.
I liked it. I loved it.
And also, I'm gonna say that Emilia Perez is also nominated for Best Foreign Film, which it took out the possibility for any actual Mexican movies to get nominated. There's a good movie that you can watch right now on HBO.
This is where it's political with the Oscars, Jose. each country's only allowed to submit one film. I think for the Oscars, they're only
the
allowed
country.
to submit one film.
Mexico submitted
They
film.
decide the country or however. I don't know how. Did Dr. Robert just disappear? He wants to show records. Come back, Dr. Robert. Hey, Jose. Each country, I don't know exactly who in the country decides, but they're only allowed to submit one film to the Oscars to be considered.
Yeah, and you can watch the one that was supposed to be nominated in Mexico. It's called La Cocina, the Kitchen. Very, very professional, very beautiful movie. You can stream it right now, and I would guess so in the U.S. on Max. But what's Joaquin Phoenix's girlfriend or wife's name? I forget her. She's in the movie.
I didn't know he was married.
Yeah, Rooney Mara. She's in the movie. It's in English. The whole movie is in English in New York, and but again, I know people here are like trying me to stop talking about it, but I'm gonna stop talking
about all you want. I'm not trying to shut you up.
But people here.
Honestly, I don't think anyone disputes your feeling about this film.
No, I'm just saying again. My only suggestion to Mazzy, which I respect his opinion, would be read those articles that I'm saying, and wait, and just try to understand the other side again, because it's stereotyping like you have no idea. The culture that it's supposed to be a movie when it's actual reality here, and it's not taking it as serious as it should be, So that's my big complaint.
Yeah, to me, I don't have to read critics left or right or good or bad.
No, I'm not asking you to read critics. I'm asking you to read the articles that is talking why everyone in America hates.
I don't even know why people hate it.
I'm telling everyone, you want to watch a good movie? Go watch The Thicket.
Yeah.
The Thicket is fucking awesome. It's on Tubi. You can stream it for free. It's a Western with Peter Dinklage.
Oh, we can talk about other movies. Man.
That movie is awesome. Go watch that.
Kentucky Fried Movie.
I'm just talking. When I sit and watch, it's hard watching movies at home. I'd rather be in a movie theater.
No, I'd rather watch them at home.
You're not distracted. You're not, you look on your phone.
You're 100% distracted in a movie theater. People won't shut the fuck up.
Not the movie theaters I go to. I don't experience that, and I understand that. I like going to a theater to see, like, I went to see Dune. I went to see both Dune movies in a movie theater in one of the best theaters in Seattle, the Cinerama, or used to be called Cinerama, and I was still bored to hell. I hated those movies, but I thought they were beautifully done and everything, but I don't like the story, the way they transfer it, they illustrate it. But sitting at home, I was captivated last night because I had no idea where that movie was going. I enjoyed it. At one point, like 15, 20 minutes in, I go, whoa, this is going in a turn I didn't expect. And I know Jose just told the whole story. And, I didn't know all the controversy. I'm not a Spanish-speaking person. I know very little. I wouldn't know the difference like Jose. I respect his criticism. But for 2 hours, I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed the journey of the characters. And
look, it's like I know you. It's like you're used to hearing Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to be someone from Kansas, but it's not. It doesn't really happen for us.
No,
you know what I mean? Because the accents, the way they speak, the way they make sentences, doesn't make any sense. So the Spanish is not properly,
and that's totally valid.
Well, and if you see the subtitles in English, of course they write it as it should, but in Spanish it's just nonsense. And Selena Gomez is trying to talk like if I was talking English like this, you'll be like, what the fuck is that guy wrong? So that's my whole thing. I'm gonna leave it like that. But it doesn't deserve the praise. I hope it doesn't win, because I think there are better movies out there. I saw yesterday A Different Man. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but
have you seen any of the nominated films?
No,
I've seen most of them.
Okay,
did
you like any of them?
A Different Man, Anora. I think Anora is like.
Is that nominated? Is that nominated?
Yeah, she's nominated for Best Movie, Actress.
Which movie is that? I don't know that movie.
Anora.
It's Brazilian. It's Brazilian.
No, Nora's not Brazilian. It's Sean Baker. He's American, 100% American.
Oh no, wait, that's there's the Brazilian actress who's
I'm
nominated.
Still Here or something like that
Yeah,
in
I'm still
English.
here. Leonora's the girl from
Oh, this is the
Once Upon a
Russian,
Time in Hollywood.
the Russian guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
I
Yeah,
want to
right.
see that movie. I want to see.
Oh,
that
you
movie.
should. You should. It's
I
pretty good.
want
She's the one. She's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She's the one that's set on fire.
Every actress from that scene is praised as like that's one of the best castings in a long time. Like every single what is the Elvis guy? Butler. What's his name? First name?
Austin Butler.
Austin Butler is there. What's Sydney Sweeney's there. Mickey.
I think Sydney Sweeney is beautiful and one of the worst actresses. Everything I've seen her in is terrible.
Oh no!
She has this beautiful woman. She has this monotone thing. This kind of great. For some reason, I've tried. I like watching beautiful women on films. She's terrible.
I like the substance. My problem with the substance is like it's a good movie if you never seen The Fly, if you've never seen Cronenberg movies in general, if you've never seen like The Shining.
I haven't seen that yet.
It takes too much. It takes too much from other movies. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a solid 7. I liked it, but it takes too much from other movies.
Yeah, but that director was obviously influenced by.
It's a she, yes, and it's a nice
Demi
movie.
Moore was great 40 years ago too. She was a good actor.
Yeah, but she's been in. If you watch one of the best TV shows you can watch right now, is Lamb Man with Billy Bob Thornton. Demi Moore's in that show. That show's awesome.
I think she's always been a good actor. Whatever.
For the last 8 years, she's been working. I think.
Well, have you seen the other 2 movies that people are talking like actresses that are going back to acting in a big way? Baby Girl, Nicole Kidman. Have you seen that one?
No. Have you seen the one with what's her face?
The Last Showgirl. That one.
Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, Pamela Anderson. Yeah.
And you know what? I think this year she stars with Liam Neeson in the reboot of The Naked Gun.
Ooh,
well,
it's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be good.
Well,
it's
I watched the Saturday Night Live first episode movie thing last night.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Leading up to the.
That's good.
They made it. You know, it had a build up.
I thought it was good. It
third act. What's his name? A very large penis. Milton Berle. It was good. We liked it.
Essential.
So
I just think there's way better movies. Like I understand.
Oh, I think they're way better movies too.
Yes, but my problem, Massey, it's probably gonna win. That's my.
I don't
problem.
think it's gonna.
Yes, it won.
Here's where I agree with you. I hope it doesn't win, just because let's get
the trans storyline. But again,
I hope it doesn't win for that reason.
Again, but I don't think it's not like celebrating trans people here in Mexico.
No,
it's doing the opposite. It's like
I think it's telling one story of some person who was so evil and so bad, and how emotionally, I mean, I'm really curious, and let's bring up Rachel here. I'd like Rachel to see that movie and hear her opinion on it.
But that's the thing. It's not celebrating anything. It's just look, Mazzy, I'm from El Salvador. If there's a guy in a movie that's from El Salvador, if he's bad, I'm not gonna like him. If it's good, I'm gonna like him. It just doesn't matter just because someone's from some place or someone is something, Oh, if the movie is about what's that John Travolta movie that he's a film editor? No, that he's like a film editor.
Oh,
no, audio editor.
Blowout.
I like that movie. Yeah,
which is basically a remake of Blow Up, or influenced by Blow Up, the 1960s.
No, yeah, but it's like I like the conversation. Yeah, it's audio related. I'm an audio engineer, but it's not because I'm an audio engineer. Every movie I'm gonna like. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know.
Can I do a PSA for the channel right now? We're at 194 people watching. I appreciate it, but we had over 200. Can Arnie make a stupid ass comment so I can get more people watching, please? Thank you.
Are you going to do this Tuesdays and Thursdays?
I was going to do Monday and Thursdays, but I woke up yesterday not feeling so hot. Why?
So it's be regular.
Well, we can have a vote. Right now it's 2 days a week.
Tuesdays and Thursdays work. I think Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's a nice. Mondays we're recovering from the weekend.
Well, okay. Is it because of the transgender movies?
Exactly.
We have to recover from the
I haven't seen the Bob Dylan movie or Nosferatu because there's something in me that already knows how they look.
Yeah, but the Dylan movie is excellent.
But that's the thing. It's like I don't hate Timothée Chalamet, but it's just his voice. I don't hear it.
But he's not mimicking it. He's not mimicking
based on
Dylan.
that.
I know.
Everyone I've talked to 3 or 4 people who went into that movie with your attitude and told me they went and saw it twice.
No, that's what I hope it happens.
I was expecting to hate it.
Yeah.
There's nothing bad about it.
But have you ever seen I'm Not There? Have you seen that?
Yeah, that's a different type of thing.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
I love that movie. I love that.
Is it better than that one?
It's different. It's
completely different. Honestly, that was so long ago.
Kate Blanchett's the best Dylan ever. Okay, but it's kind of all
and
those
David Cross.
The thing
David
of it
Cross is the best Allen Ginsberg.
The thing is, it's completely different movies. It's like comparing. They're not this. They're completely different.
Like comparing 2001 to Star Wars.
This movie tells a story of a certain time. Period. That's it. It ends.
But
that movie was much more artsy and shit like that. This just tells a story.
I haven't seen. Get in your. I hope you have a car, Johnny. Get in your car. Go see it in a movie theater. Go to a movie. Take your wife to a movie. And watch
Get in your car, Johnny, and just stay there.
Wait for home. Go see it in a theater.
I took my grandson to see it.
Support the arts.
14. He loved it.
It's a great movie. I want to see it again.
No, I just haven't seen it. Again, I don't think it's because I'm not gonna like it. I'm probably gonna like it. I just haven't seen it because, it's with the Nosferatu movie, which I also have the sort of the same feeling. It's like I've already seen the original 1922 movie. I've seen the Werner Herzog remake. So I've even seen Nosferatu in Venice that nobody here has probably even heard of. And I just know the movie. So it's like I'm going to go and see a remake. So already, it's sort of like I want to see it. Well, it's probably the best one. It's probably the best one.
See the movie, The Kiss of the Vampire or whatever one too.
Oh yeah, the
Nick Cage.
No,
Nick Cage. What's
the other one? The
Vampire's Kiss. The making of the original Nosferatu.
Vampire's Kiss.
No, but what's the William Dafoe one?
Kiss of the Vampire, right?
That's the name in English. Oh, all right, I thought it was something else in.
But it's in a weird English that's why we don't understand.
Well, I know movies in Spanish. The title,
I understand. I'm kidding.
It's like you remember
Shadow of the Vampire.
Yeah, Tom.
Shadow. That's you see.
Tom Rashawn loved Nosferatu. I know people that hated it, but I want to see it.
Here's the thing. I think this guy's a very talented filmmaker, but he's said, I have no interest in making a modern film.
That's fine. That's better than, I
don't like, he goes, I saw it every, he goes, I don't know how I would photograph a cell phone.
Yeah.
Or a car.
But that's fine.
That's nonsense to me.
No, but it's fine. It's like everybody else is doing that type of movie.
Johnny says the movie's not near him. The theater's across the street. My guess is within 3 miles of your house or 5 miles, there are other movie theaters.
Hold on, Johnny. What movie theater is across the street from you? Is it an abandoned theater? That movie's playing everywhere.
Where do you live? Where do you live that there's no movie theater within 10 miles? Are you not allowed to drive 10 miles? Do you have a senior citizen insurance policy that you can't take your car more than 10 miles from your house?
Guillermo del Toro is doing the Frankenstein movie.
Oh, wait. I know the answer. Johnny lives across the street from a porno movie theater.
Are those
That's
still
why
a
he
thing?
wears like elongated clothes. The werewolf movie, what's in English? Wolfman? Is it
The one
Wolf?
that's coming out.
No, it's already out.
Yeah, but it's polarizing too. People either hate it or like it.
No, it's not. It's not bad. But have you seen? Everybody here has
I
seen
saw the
the
previews. I haven't seen it.
Werewolf of American Werewolf.
No, but that's different. That's
No, I know, but it's like the transformation. Everybody wanted to see the transformation scene.
Here's the
That's
thing:
why-
Universal, with this new werewolf movie, like they did with the last Invisible Man, they're giving these newish directors.
Well, there's a Frankenstein movie coming.
But they're giving these directors the chance to do
No,
something
it's one.
completely
It's actually
different.
one director. It's one
No,
director.
but each one is different. But
Well, this one, the Invisible Man and Wolfman is the same guy.
Right, but if you want to see,
Lee Wanell.
he wrote all the movies. Like they started off with the what's that killer movie that people die in crazy ways? Saw. He started off with the Saw movies. He wrote a lot of
1,000 movies.
I've dealt with him. He's a good guy. The best movie he did is that one where the paralyzed guy gets the ability.
What's his last name?
Wanell. Lee Wanell. He's Australian.
No. The other guy that's not Lee Wanell. The other guy from
James Lee or James Wan. James Wan.
James Wan.
But they're produced by Blumhouse. They're all
Can we
Blumhouse.
get back to music? Has anyone heard the brand new, just dropped Friday, Eric Clapton record?
No. Did he?
No, but I'm going to say that I like the cover.
Anybody here?
No,
I like the cover.
He's sitting at a diner. The diner. Actually, I did see the cover. It is a good cover.
It was just like I was not expecting him to, because you know those like people that in their 80s and they release records. It's all like a Photoshop bullshit cover. So I'm happy that it's not like that.
He looks like an old man. It looks like Rob sitting in a diner in his neighborhood.
And I still, till this day, remember the first time I saw the Eric Clapton and BB King cover, and a friend told me he looks like he's gonna fucking kill BB King after this shot. And so every time I think of it,
I think I'll stream it and just listen to it. I'm really curious what he's doing now.
Everybody here knows I'm a hater, so but I did listen to the last. I know it's old news, right? I haven't been here. By the way, I haven't been here in the morning shows because I changed. My wife changed schedule at work, and normally I'm busy, doing all this stuff in the house. Anyways, I did listen to David Gilmour's last record, and not by mistake, not really intentionally, because I was playing something on YouTube, and after that, a song started playing, and there was a girl singing, and I thought, "Oh, that's a really good song." And I went, "It's the best song on the album."
It's his daughter.
Yeah, but I didn't even see the screen, and then a solo that was literally just could be David Gilmour style. That was pretty good.
I think the album is mediocre. I like it.
But that song was really good.
That's the best, and that's a cover. That's not even an original.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I didn't know the song either, but it was a sort of a minor hit, I guess, in the UK. But
I like that one, and he's been doing this for like 3 albums, right?
Okay. It's
the rehashing of like a session they had with Richard Wright.
Yeah,
like 1,000
there's
years.
one track on there with Richard Wright.
Yeah, that one was also nice.
Yeah,
but let me see who else. Olden day.
There's a lot of old people putting out the Ringo album. Actually,
well, I'm never going to listen to it.
I know you're not. The Ringo album's not bad. It's actually pretty good.
Jose, with your own label, what do you got coming out?
Thanks for asking. I have 4 records right now. One is called Forms of Paper, which you can pre-order through Lighting the Attics right now in the US. It's a beautiful ambient piece made with pieces of paper. Steve Roden, who composed it, sadly passed away while we were repressing the record. And it was the first time that I've had that type of, I wouldn't call it issue, but, thing happen where, the artist you're working with passes away. So that was a very interesting thing going on. Then I'm, releasing some stuff from here and working on 2 jazz releases, actually, full length jazz releases from here, from Mexico. So
Are
hopefully,
they new recordings or reissues?
one is a reissue and the other one is a new recording. But it's a free jazz record from the late 80s. The problem here in Mexico is that everything was released like 10 years after it should have been. After the 60s, everything sounds like even experimental music sounds like the
Dated?
reverb. The reverb is a little. So sometimes when I show it to people, like for example, I'll show 2 records right now, jazz records. The reverb, it takes like a little. You have to like sort of like don't listen to it that much. So if they have been made like 10 years, but this one doesn't have any type of reverb and it's pretty good, but the only audio clip in YouTube sounds horrible, like somebody ripped it off of Crossley or something. But somebody's asking about a band called The Warning. They're really popular right now. I think as much as metal bands are happening right now, there are 3 girls that are playing everywhere right now. I used to sell their records, and they used to go to the record store I used to work at and sign the records, and I would sell them. And I just saw one of them at other friends' record store. They just
They're a Mexican band.
Yeah, yes, they're a little bit. I wouldn't call it that, but they're a little industry plant. Their father's like very well positioned, but they have good talent. Not music for me, but if you like metal, it's way better than Metallica's releasing shit there right now. But yeah, most people are gonna like him. Eddie Parry loves it. It's just type of metal that I don't listen to that much anymore. I'm more, if I'm gonna listen to metal, I'm gonna listen to like stoner or doom, something very slow that I can.
Wait, hold on one second. I want to clear something up.
Yes.
Are you dressing up in a costume and going out and partying at metal bars, Johnny?
Let me show you.
Hey, we're not gonna go much longer, so I'm gonna probably wrap things up. So
all right, let me just show you 2 jazz records.
Okay. Hold on, let me make it big to show you records.
The covers are not in the best conditions, but so this is a jazz record from here, from Mexico. I don't know what that's supposed to be, like a big ship or a canoe. I don't know what it is. Astillero. But it's really good. I got this that's signed by everyone, but the record itself is like near mint. But for whatever reason, the cover looks like absolute garbage. But so this is type of jazz that I would suggest people listening to. It's sort of like it's a band doing jazz, but it's not rock jazz. It's pretty good. It's cheap. You can get this for like $15-20. But just try it out, I guess.
What is it, a reissue or a brand new?
There's only, I don't think it's ever been reissued, but the original copies you probably can get them for like $20. I would suggest people stream it or whatever. They might like it. This one, the yellow one, does have a little bit of that 80s sounding reverb, but the other one is a little loungy sometimes, but at the same time, nice, I would say. But
apparently it's not real lounge people on there doing lounge stuff. So if it's loungy, it's fake. It's not real loungy. I know real loungy stuff.
God, please. All right.
Do they speak in real Spanish, sing in real Spanish, or?
Oh, they don't sing in. They don't really sing in.
Like an AI version of Spanish.
Yes. By the way, they did use AI for the Burlist to make their voices sound more of the accent they were trying to
really
convey. Yes. And I wish they used that on Selena Gomez, because she sounds like.
I want to see The Brutalist, but I don't want to see it. It's one of those movies about,
Did you saw Tar?
I did see. I love Tar.
Then go see this. It's the same length. It's
no, it's not about length. I don't. When people bitch about it's a 3 hour or 4 hour, so what? I don't care about that. The length doesn't bother me in movies.
One of my favorite.
see it in a movie theater. I like long movies in movie theaters. So
one of my favorite movies of all time, it's even longer. It's Once Upon a Time in America.
Oh yeah, I like that movie. Yeah, I don't mind. I think when people bitch about long movies, that's like bullshit, you know. But they're long movies that just don't work long, you know.
I talk about The Substance, which is not really a long movie.
Being long. It's funny. Tar didn't seem long to me.
Can you go all the way for a 3.5-hour movie without having to take a leak, Mazzy?
It depends. Sometimes. Yeah, I'm not a habitual.
Told you he wears depends when he watches a 3 hour.
3.5. I'll probably take.
So then he's wearing astronaut panties.
Yeah, I can. It just depends. If I'm sitting there with guzzling, you know, water or.
These are things you don't have to think about, Jose. Yet.
No, but you know what, Jim? I think I saw Once Upon a Time in America when I was maybe 12, 13. And for some reason that helped me. All my life has helped me to see long movies that and I've always enjoyed it, you know. I just rewatched it like a year ago, and I remember I was like, well,
there's two different length versions of that movie.
Yes. And there's even a third one, which is the original one, which they're trying to get the rights of, because those small bits, like, I don't know how much, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, are still like in a vault. Somebody doesn't want to, and Martin Scorsese is trying to get those rights to the family of what's this guy? What?
Sergio Leone.
Sergio Leone.
Yeah, but didn't Robert De Niro play a Jewish guy in Once Upon a Time in America?
Yeah, it's about Jewish gangsters.
Yeah,
it's a great movie.
Those guys are Jewish.
James Woods.
Ain't no Jew.
Not a Jew.
See, that's acting. I don't mind that.
No, but it's more than that, Mazzy. It's the fucking.
The thing of it is, I'm starting to understand that there's something about the sound of certain accents, languages that is very blah blah blah. That means something. I'm like, if I hear someone go, "Hey Bessie, are y'all going to shul for Sukkot?" It doesn't make sense to me, right?
Exactly, Jim. It's like if Elliot Cruz decided to do a Bob Marley biopic with his fucking accent. I would watch it, but not because
just I could see where maybe that would piss me off.
And I don't want to bash.
Hold on, I got one for you. Elliot Cruz is Menachem Begin.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I would watch that. But
I want peace between Israel and Egypt.
What if he played Gold in My Ear? What if he played Gold?
I don't give a fuck about that, because Jewish people in America look like ever the fuck. I'm Jewish. Do I look like a stereotypical Jew? No. So I don't really.
I'm a gringo that enjoyed the movie,
and no one in the movie says "Oy vey," like trying to sound more Jewish. So
there's
I don't
a ton of
They're just Jewish in the movie.
There's a ton of Kaplans in Argentina that I'm related to. A ton.
Yeah, probably.
And they don't look like me now.
But
were you offended when they made The Wiz? They had to make a black Wizard of Oz.
Are you talking to me? I was offended because the soundtrack is horrible.
Come on down. Come on down the road. Move on down the road. Step on down the road. What is it called?
Originally, it was a silent movie. I preferred it silent.
Easy now. How is Jose Jewish? What the fuck do you mean?
Wow.
My mom is Jewish. What else do you want me to be?
Easy now. Where are you from? Where is Easy now from?
So look. I'll tell you quickly. My grandfather had to leave Germany because of a mustache guy. That's how I'm Jewish. All right. Thanks.
Listen, Easy now. He had a surgery.
The what's the guy that did Leonard Bernstein? I had that treatment going on in my face,
and he's not even Jewish.
He had
and everybody bashed him for it. Remember that?
I think he did a good job. I didn't love the movie, but I think he did a great job.
He had his foreskin removed.
It was, look, man, that movie was okay, but the acting he took it way too serious. He's like posh as fuck in that movie.
This is the all Jewish stream, Michael. Now,
apparently, yeah.
Johnny, you can.
How many more do we need for a minion? How much was it? 7 for a minion?
think it's 8, but I am a Cohen, so we're in good shape.
Hey, do you think Ellie Cruz ever said this? I can't find a decent bagel in North Carolina.
Isn't there a Zabar in North Carolina?
Ellie said, "Whose half Torah is it?"
Elliot, I'm not bashing on Elliot.
But there are Jews in the South that probably speak.
Totally
like
are. They're Jews.
Atlanta.
You know, one of the biggest concentration of Jewish people, it's in Panama, Guatemala.
But and Houston, Texas has a big Jewish population.
Yeah.
Come on.
In Houston?
Yeah.
I've been to Houston a lot, but I've never
it's near
really gone around.
Yeah, Mike. It's Michael's
Meyerland,
underground VC.
Meyerland, near the big synagogues near Rice University that I know.
The rabbi here in Monterey passed away a few years ago.
There's only one rabbi in Monterey.
Yes, they had to bring another. It was actually he was a Cuban. He used to work in Cuba, and they brought him here, and he lived here for 30 years or something like that. Yes, because there was only one area. Jose referred to an evil man with a stupid mustache, and I think instantly thought of David. What? I don't know how his face looks.
Chinky had a lot of great.
Yeah, he was big.
A lot of great. What do you call them? Mystery books he wrote.
Yeah. Are there any kosher beers? Good. Hey. They're kosher beers.
Hold on.
You're not kosher.
Chance, I'll give you $1 if you make this the subject of your next.
By the way, I got. Let me show you something. I'm talking about all these type of shit. Around Hanukkah, I got all these ads for interesting things. I'll say. Look at this. Can you see this? It's
nice.
Mezzaza.
Nice.
And you can go and buy it right now. Or
is that I love that.
It's an actual product. You can 100%.
I want to go see if my mezuzah does that.
Mezzaza.
I want that.
But it's called the talking Jew. And look what they sell. They sell just products for this type of thing. Look, it's my Minishevich bong.
Yeah. If you ever come over again, Rob, you can grab the gummies there before you come.
You know what though? You don't even want to use Manischewitz in a fucking bong, dude.
No.
I like Manischewitz. It tastes better than any other cheap
they
one.
make it in Oxnard, California, right outside LA.
I think it's
look at that bomb. Look at that bomb. Mazzy needs that bomb.
I don't smoke.
All right. We'll go 3 more minutes to wrap everything up.
Okay.
What a wine. It's really hard to get Manischewitz here because I have to get it from Mexico City most of the time.
Remember Mad Dog 2020? Was that before your time?
Mad
Dog 2020 was like
Thunderbird, Mad Dog. It's all the same.
But Mad Dog is basically Mogan David. So it's making the cheap wine for the corner urban grocery stores.
That I did not know.
I didn't. Yes. I just I don't even smoke weed. I want to get all those products. You know what I mean?
That's kind of a waste.
No, because other friends can feel like, hey, can I use this? I'm like, yeah, you can do that. And
you can probably Google the commercial. There was also Boone's Farm, but Annie Green Springs.
I remember that.
There's a radio commercial sung by Boz Scaggs way back in the 60s for Annie Green, or maybe 1970. Moving up on Annie Green Springs, sung by Boz Scaggs, radio.
I know this isn't authentic, but remember Spinata?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
I once drank a large bottle of Spinata.
No, and I'm Jim. I'm okay with I'm not even Mexican.
I'm teasing you, Jose. I'm just kidding.
But and I myself like Taco Bell, so
I hate Taco Bell is not good.
It for what it is, which is Tex-Mex food, it's shit.
You know what I miss?
It's not
I
even
miss
Tex-Mex food,
tacos.
though. Unfortunately,
Everyone's doing
it'd be
soft
better if
tacos.
it was
I want-
Tex-Mex.
We have
No, it's
another
not Tex-Mex, but it's sort of.
Yeah, it's
Tex-Mex.
we have a
Totally fake.
chain here called Del Taco. They're better than Taco Bell.
Del taco,
best Taco
you
Bell.
know, Taco Palenque. Have you ever heard of that? Taco Palenque.
I
The
don't know.
best and most
Pollo Loco?
beautiful
Pollo Loco?
the most beautiful
I know
Taco
El Pollo Loco.
Bell in
You
the
know Pollo
world.
Loco? Well,
Yeah.
In Pacifica, it's just south of San Francisco on the coast. There's a Taco Bell. It's beautifully built.
you gotta have a hat.
Right on the Pacifica.
Mhm.
Ocean, Pacifica, and it's
I put there's about where I live. I live in a food desert, except for one thing. We have some really good street trucks. These really good.
Yeah,
actually, really good.
I miss that in
Not too
back
far
in the
from
Mission.
my house.
Yeah.
But
Street
sometimes what I don't understand is they sell out so early. Who the hell is eating this shit so early?
People-
Easy now. Easy now. Easy now. I know you don't understand how last names work in Spanish, but Moreno is my father's last name. He's definitely not Jewish. But Ran, it's my mother's last name, and she is Jewish. And the only thing you need to know about Judaism 101 is that your mom has to be Jewish to be 100% Jewish. So you like it or not, I'm sorry.
That's why I'm
when
only
the buses come for you,
25%. I'm only a
on the bus.
25% Jew. So
I'm 500% Jewish.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I
that.
borrow 75%.
500.
But I was brought up. I was brought up from 3 days old. I was brought up as a Jew. So,
But and
The reason I wear my hat is so you don't see the horns on my head.
My father just turned 100 this Sunday.
Oh, really?
Mazel
Yeah.
tov.
And he's like lives alone, fixes his own food, drives
Kind of like
around.
me.
Yeah.
Um,
But anyway, he asked me to go to synagogue with him on Saturday. Man, that was kooky.
Was it a reform or a conservative?
No.
Orthodox?
This was
Orthodox?
Chabad,
Oh.
which is
Do they,
this was
do they
hardcore.
allow
That's
women?
intense. That's
Do they allow
intense.
women in the ceremony?
behind a curtain.
Yeah.
The
They
women were
even
behind
give
a
women-
curtain.
that's very old timey
Yeah.
behavior.
Dude, you have no idea.
It's great for
Wow.
all the religious talk, but we're gonna wrap things up. I appreciate everyone for coming up.
Thank you, Rob the Wax, for hosting.
Join me. I'll be back on Thursday.
Thanks
Okay?
for letting me yell to Matthew for a few
All right,
minutes.
no problem.
I don't mind the disagreement. A good conversation, a good debate works.
Thanks for cluing us in
I
on
totally
some of these
respect your
problems,
opinion
Jose.
on the movie. I
All
totally
right. Bye-bye, everybody. See you Thursday. Bye, guys.
Bye.